What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Wiley Show. Listen, we was gonna go live later on today, but I thought about it. I said, hey, let's go live. Let's go live right now. Okay. All right. Okay. I was like, let's go live right now. Oh, give me a second. Let me go grab something right quick. Let me do another time. I'll be right back. Lord. What's up? We are back. We got a lot of topics to discuss. Welcome, everybody. We're going to be getting to Tyrese. We're going to be getting to Lamar Odom. We're going to be talking about Dr. Dre. We're going to be talking about Tasha K and Jaguar Wright. And we're going to be getting to, some of my family, drama I want to be mentioned on the show because I think it would be a great topic. All right. Let me first open up with this. I predict in 2021 that I would be I will interview Brandy. It will not be maybe one day I will have her on my show. Okay. I am a huge fan of Brandy. I am a huge supporter of her. But I would love to meet her and I would love to have a sit down. I will have this sit down interview with her. I've already put this in my journal. I already put it on my whiteboard. I already put that in my prayer that I will interview her because nobody have gave her a great interview, in my humble opinion. So in 2021, I will have Brandy on my show. Okay. And when you first come out house, you see Brandy. I'm about to get this big picture of Brandy and blow this big picture of, like, I got a big poster of like Malcolm X, Dr. King. I'm gonna get a poster of Brandy. Definitely get, I got Brandy albums and all that. I really want to interview Brandy. It's so much that I want to ask her as a performer. And it's some questions people don't really ask her. They ask her the typical, questions that they ask her, but they don't go deep. And so I would love to have that on there. Having this vinyl of hers. I definitely have that in my home. This is the first artist that I got the vinyl. So Brandy will be on the Wiley Show. I'm putting that out. Y'all heard it here first. In 2021, she will be on the show. Okay. Okay, publicists, people. All right. So when we email y'all, respond back because we got to get our girl on the show. I love you, Brandy. I just want to put that out there. So we got a lot of good things that we're going to be doing in 2021. But let's get into our first subject. Tyrese. Okay, so his car was stolen. According to the neighborhood talk, his car was stolen. But he left the keys in his car. Okay. And then he said, well, my car, they returned the car. And I don't believe his car was stolen because Later on that day, he announced that he's going to divorce his wife. And I'm like, first you announced that your car got stolen, you left the keys in there, but you got the car back. Then you announced, hey, I want to divorce my wife. But when you were the one that was telling DJ Envy to don't leave his wife singing when he cheated on his wife and you went to the restaurant singing, but you couldn't save your own marriage? So I wonder, like, why is it that you're divorcing this beautiful woman? What's going on? Because most of the time when these people get divorced, they don't tell you the fallout of them getting divorced. Like, what happened? Did you cheat? Did she cheat? Did you sleep with somebody else? What really happened? Is she mad because you ain't really getting no bookings, that the money is drying up? So I really would like to know. But my mentor, Tasha, she put out there that they were going to get a divorce. And many people tell Tasha K, you lying. They ain't getting no divorce. You a liar. What you talking about, Tasha? And it came out that Tasha K was right, that Tyrese is announced that he's going to divorce his wife. But what is going on? And I feel in my spirit that it's financial and it's cheating. I feel it in my spirit. Now, I can't confirm that, but in my spirit, I feel like it's been some cheating going on, and I feel like that the bank account is low. You got to understand, a lot of artists are suffering right now because they're not getting the bookings. They can't do concerts. And it will be a while before the world open back up for people to do concerts. So, you know, maybe it's financial. But he did announce, he wrote a lengthy statement that, you know, he's divorcing his wife. But he get on the internet, he talk all so deep, like he's such an intellectual. And I remember years ago, I read Tyrese and Reverend Ron's book, and they were talking about relationships. He wrote the word talking about relationship. I forgot the name of the book, but Tyrese and Reverend Ron, they wrote a book about relationships. And this man, yet again, can't keep no woman. So how can you talk about relationships? You can't keep no woman. Now, I'm not trying to call him that he in the closet, but a lot of these men can't keep no women. And the question is, why? And I just want to ask that, why? You know, they had a show on their own network, and I just want to know why. Y'all can let me know in the comments, but I feel like some cheating going on. But it could be a woman, and it also could be a man. I feel it in my spirit that it may be a man. You know, that goes on a lot. And a lot of women get tired of you want to be the beers and all that. Look at what's going on with Tyler Perry. He left his woman. He left his woman, his baby mama. I guess her duties was accomplished, that she was the beard, that she was able to have this conceived to have the child. And I think her duties is over. He over, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. She probably signed all type of NDAs and contract. I think her duties, I think she got her check, and it's a duties because you ain't seen this woman come out do no interviews. She ain't did no talking. Only thing she did was just have Tyler Perry baby. Now, I'm not saying Tyler Perry is, I ain't gonna say that because I don't know. But all I know is that a lot of these men are getting divorced or breaking up with a lot of beautiful women. And I would like to know, why is it? Okay? Why is it? But I do believe with Tyrese cheating and that money is low. Because he been getting booted off. That's how he even have depression. You know, when you live beyond your means, that check, you know, them checks don't come in like that. When you used to going out there singing all your records, and this is all allegedly, getting on the stage, where ain't no stage because Rona is out there. Then they talking about with Rona, it's another strain of that Rona that's stronger than the original Rona. That Rona got a sister, and that the sister or the cousin of the virus is more stronger than the original virus, more contagious. So I don't know when we'll be able to go back and dance and twerk and sing in crowded arenas. I don't know. But I will tell you this, Tasha K did predict that they were going to get a divorce. So somebody in KB Studios definitely broke the story. But many people don't give her credit. But when she said that, I was drinking my coffee and I said, wow, that woman yet again, she was right when she predicted that they will get a divorce. And guess what? He announced yesterday that they're getting a divorce. Now, he said his car was stolen, but they returned, which I don't believe that. Sound like an insurance scam to me. Sound like you want to scam out the insurance company, but then that didn't work because they returned the car and all that because you talking about you left the key in there. Because if you leave the key in there, the insurance company ain't gonna let you go ahead on and give you the insurance check when you leave the key in there. That's an insurance scam like I know it. All right? I'm just saying. All right, let's move on. Now, Lamar Odom, I read Lamar Odom book. Where is it at? I got it around here, so I read a lot of people's book. Read the man book. You know, he was on crackhead, dope head, crackhead. So he decided to get with this woman named Sabrina, and all of his social media accounts, his ex Sabrina got access to his social media. So now he's telling people to follow him on his new social media because when he was on that crack and he gave with Sabrina, he gave her all the social media passwords. So when they broke up, Sabrina don't want to give him back the passwords. She's saying that I'm not giving you back the passwords. And this ain't no legend. The man done some crack. He done drugs. I don't know if it was crack, but it was some dope, cocaine or whatever, because he lost a lot of his teeth and everything. You even tell his face that he was a dope head. He even talked about it in his book. So, but he want people to get back to things. Then Sabrina talking about, listen, I don't have your passwords. What you talking about? I ain't got your passwords today. You got your own password. Then Lamar Odom post the receipt of Sabrina business account and phone number, because on Instagram, if you're trying to get access to your account, it send you the information, either your email or your number, so it's under her email and number. But Sabrina, give him back his Instagram. Give him back his Instagram. He need to be so he gets some bookings, so some more dope. Give him back his Instagram. Don't hold on to his Instagram. You no longer with him no more. Y'all broke up. Give him back his IG. Okay, give back his IG because it's difficult to get access to that page if she got the password and all of that. But she claimed that she don't have it, but Lamar Odom posted the receipt that it came out. Okay? All right. And this is what I'm saying. And I think she left him because he lost all the money. You know, you do all them drugs, you ain't gonna keep no money like that. You lose money. Snorting all that drugs, and he no longer a basketball star. He haven't played basketball in a long time. You lose all that money. He snorted it all up, drug it all up, put it in his arm. So, you know, people will leave you. And the new person that he had, she left him too. Ain't nobody gonna stay with you if you ain't got no money. And that peen probably don't even get up no more like he used to. Ain't nobody gonna stay with you no more. You're no longer needed when you ain't got no money. Them young, attractive women ain't gonna keep staying with you. You broke, ain't got nothing, and your peen probably broke. Don't even get up like that. You know, you smoke so much drug, it affects your equipment down there. All right? They were supposed to get a reality show, but the reality people said no. They rescinded the reality show. They didn't do it. And this is why I tell people, stop going around talking about you're going to do a reality show until it's already taped and you record it and it's a premiere date. Because you could be doing a reality show taping all day long and that show never see the light of day. That's why if you're taping a show, don't say nothing until the show come out. Because if it never come out, you're going to be looking stupid and people going to be like, I thought you supposed to have a show. You ain't nothing but a liar. So if you tape it, just let it tape and you see it when you see it. But don't be coming out here talking about, oh, I got to be a reality show about to come out on We TV, y'all. Be prepared. It's going to be lit because they can pull the plug at any day. Only time you tell them when it's out there, when you're looking at it live, you see it. But don't be telling people that you're going to do something that ain't came out yet because them producers can pull the plug at any time. They can pull it may not. I've been on sets in my career. I had a buddy. They was doing this new court show. Okay, we were on this set, and he was telling everybody, "Oh, Mom, I'm about to be on this new court show." I said, "Bruh, it may not never come out." I met the producer. She was putting her money up for this show, and we were all there, and it was funny, I thought, but it never got picked up. And I asked him, I said, "Hey man, when your court show coming out?" "Oh man, it ain't coming out. No network wanted it." So you got to be careful putting stuff out there in the atmosphere until it actually come out. Okay, wait until you see a commercial and all that come out. Just wait, because they can pull the plug. Even when it's airing, when you work for somebody else, they can still pull the plug. You better ask Nick Cannon. You know, when he was doing the show, the Wilding Out, when they snatched his bag, the show was on the air. The show was live on air. It was on air. They snatched it off the air and put a movie on. It was just that quick. Because when you work for somebody else, it's not guaranteed that you will be on a show, that a show is actually a show, unless you own the network, unless you own the rights, unless you own your own streaming services. You have more control. But when you're dependent upon every network, it's not guaranteed. So back to Lamar Odom, it ain't never came out. And Sister Girl wanted that check. She's like, listen, Negro, your ping don't work. I thought we was going to do a show. I thought we was going to be on red carpet, all of that. That ain't happened, so I got to go. And they going to leave. It is what it is. It come that way. It is what it is. They're going to leave. Most women that come and see guys for check, they do it for a come up. It is what it is. Because if I was worth $300 million, you would see all type of beautiful people that I've never would have dreamed that I had. But it's for the money. Most of it, they will be coming before the money. If I was worth $300 million, you'll see all type of stuff. All right. So that's what pretty much happened with that. But I do definitely want to have Lamar Odom on the show. Now, somebody was over here at the Wiley Show. Listen, this is why I don't take people word, because people come over here. Oh, Wiley, I got something to tell you. I know Lamar Odom, and I'm going to tell him to get on your show and all that. And she was just calling, saying all that stuff. And and he never came on the show. Okay, I'm gonna just say that these people get on there. Oh, Wiley, I know him. Me, here we go. I'm like, okay, you know, what's the update? When is he coming on? When is he coming on? Don't like in 2021, people. If you're doing something for me, before you say it publicly, let me have it already. Then you can say it. But don't just be saying all this stuff and you know, do it. Like, don't be doing that. Don't be get on the phone so much. Yeah, Wiley, I'm telling you, get Lamar Odom, I'm doing all that, because I'm gonna be looking forward to it. And then if you don't do it, I'm gonna look at you like a liar. Don't come on my platform saying what you gonna do and not do it. Like it was another lady. Okay, we're gonna get into other stuff. It was another lady called in. Yeah, Wiley, what all you need? What all you don't worry about it. I'm bad, all of it. I got you. And I went to that P.O. box, none of the HD cameras, no lights, no nothing. Now, we did get cameras and equipment. We did get that by an anonymous giver. We did get it. That we got it. Everything that person said they was going to give us anonymously. It's a big box. Do I have it right here? Do I have the big box? Can I show y'all the big box? Oh, the big box. Okay, the big box. Boom. Big box right here. Got it. I ain't got to worry about, well, it's coming out. It was there. That person said, hey, I'm going to do this. I checked it. It was there. Everything they said they was going to get in the box. That's how I like. Then versus you call it, yeah, Wiley, don't worry, I got you. It's coming. And I don't know, I'm going to look at you strange. I'm going to look at you real strange. Okay, because 2021, we going to another level in 2021. Turn to your neighbor and say, Wiley is going to another level in 2021. We all going, we upgrading in 2021. Okay, we got to upgrade in 2021. That's the year of upgrades. That's the year of doors opening up. That's the year of opportunity. That's the year of entrepreneurship. That's the year of being financially secure. You better come on preaching right now. I'm preaching. That's the year. I don't care if Rona is there. I'm speaking prosperity over my life. And that's the year of upgrade. All right, let's move on. Let's get into Dr. Dre. So Dr. Dre and his wife, they get a divorce. They get a divorce. So the wife is being accused of embezzlement. That she been accused of going into the account, taking all the money. Now his wife wants a lot of money. She wants millions of dollars. Okay. They having a very, very nasty breakup. And the wife is an attorney and he wants a divorce and everything. He want him a white woman now. He wants somebody plain hot white. You know, he gonna get him a Karen, okay? Or a Becky. Just mark my word. He already got him a white. In my spirit. Now, Dr. Dre, we didn't talk. But in my spirit, I do believe you got somebody that is white. You already replaced your wife. And you just want her gone so you can get the new wife pregnant with twins and all that. We know that's eventually gonna happen. That's why. But this wife said, "No, you gonna pay me. I want millions." He want millions. She want millions, and she deserves it, especially if he been putting. Because they say Dr. Dre hit women. They say he knocked women out, knock them in the eye, because he knocked out one of the women, hit her, that was sounding like a cartoon character. They was getting into, I forgot her name, the one that sounded like a cartoon character. She said that she got beat by Dr. Dre. They said Dr. Dre be beating you, that he beat women. That's what the woman said, that he's a woman beater. And that wife got tired. She like, listen, I took all them head bumps, head shots and stuff like that. You gonna pay me? You didn't already elbow me, leg drop me, threw hot coffee and all that. You gonna pay me? So that's what his wife is saying. Listen, all them beatings I've been taking, you definitely you gonna pay me. And I don't blame her. If you was a woman, and don't be this foolish woman, you can have everything. I just want my name. Don't you do that stupid crap. If you was with that man and that man cheated or he was beating on you, you take everything that he's worth. Get everything that you can. But don't be foolish and say, well, let him have everything. I just want my name. That sounds stupid. No. If you help him get millions, if you sacrifice him to get in the business and you sacrifice a lot of this stuff, you deserve half of what he accumulated. Right? Don't you do with Tina Turner, because Tina Turner got hit in the head a lot, and she wasn't thinking straight. So no, don't be talking about all that, and especially if you can't sing like Tina Turner. Especially if you can't sing like Tina Turner had a talent and all that. If you ain't got no talent and you already old and your yoni ain't hitting right, you can't say what Tina Turner said, because she had a gift. She had to say, now if you ain't got no gift, all you did was have this man babies, you was in the house, all that, you get half. Tina Turner said that because she had a career, she had a talent. Now, all you did was just open up your legs and have babies and getting fat. You make sure you get half of whatever it was accumulated. You make sure he paid alimony. Don't you get up in that courtroom saying, well, he could just have it. He could just have it all. I just want my name. I'll do what he can. No. If I'm your lawyer, no. Get half, if not all of it. All right. What was the Amazon founder wife, when they divorced? I think he paid her billions. I think she got billions, and she giving away to historical Black colleges and stuff like that. She ain't get in the courtroom and say, well, he can have it all. I just want my name. That woman walked away with billions. And now his wife, I think that's his ex-wife now, the Amazon founder. She up there giving money to Black colleges and everything. She donating money and stuff like that. She helping folks. So, do that. I'm just saying to women like that. And no, you don't stay with no man. If a man putting their hand on you, you don't have to stay with no man that's putting their hands on you. That man, if a man putting their hands on you, that man don't even deserve to be in your presence. You have a right to defend yourself. You have a right to get out of that relationship. And guess what? Anybody, men or women, it is not your fault if you are in an abusive relationship. That ain't on you. That's on them. And you don't have to stay up with it. So make an exit plan. Make sure you join organization to get you out of that situation. Make you an exit plan and get out of there. Because, that ain't cool. That's just anybody that's dealing with that. If you're watching this and your man is beating on you, make an exit plan and get out. Because if you don't, you're not going to be on earth long. If you continue to be in a relationship with somebody that is abusing you verbally, abusing you physically, That you move on with y'all. Don't stay in a relationship like that. That's not cool. That don't make him a man because he's putting his hands on you. That make him weak. That make him pathetic. That make him sad. To women, now that's for the brothers. To women, don't you be putting your hand on no man because you can. Don't be doing that. Don't you come up to no man, slap a man, and punch a man because you can. That ain't cool. That ain't sexy. That ain't attractive. That ain't cool. Don't you come at me and slapping me and punching me. Come here, Wiley. Boom, you punch. Don't be punching me and slapping me, women. Don't be doing all that. And because if he hits you back, don't be shocked. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing all that. If you literally in a relationship and y'all boxing and fighting end up bloody, y'all need to leave that. That ain't healthy. That's not healthy. Every day y'all come in the house, y'all fighting and throwing chairs. He running over you with your foot. Y'all fighting, throwing plates. And when people come to y'all house, you can't invite no company because you're busting windows. Every week your car's in the shop because you got the busted window, you burn his clothes. That's a very toxic relationship. That's very toxic. And that ain't no good relationship. That ain't no love. That's just toxic. And y'all need to put that in as, especially if you got kids. Your kids should not be seeing it every day. Y'all arguing, burning each other clothes, busting windows, all outside fighting. You run it, getting on top of his car because he's trying to get away. He trying to run you like that. That ain't that don't do that. I'm just telling you, no. And please don't do that around me. I had a neighbor, they would do that. They would argue and fight and all that. And I'm like, this is foolish. At one point, I would try to intervene, but then I just started looking. I said, look at these two fools. They just arguing. I told you, I know you doing this. I'm leaving. I'm leaving you right now. Every week she says she leaving. They just be in the parking lot just arguing. Only time I really intervened when they was coming up to my car, and I'm like, listen, get away from my car. I understand what y'all going through, but please don't touch my car. Take that down yonder. Get away from my car with all that crap. Y'all drinking all that fighting. She rolling down the stairs. He rolling down the stairs. She kicking. They both just abusive. And I'm like, I'm glad they moved because I'm like, I'm glad they moved because I'm like, I ain't nobody got time to see if y'all just punching and fighting and arguing. It will happen every weekend. And I'll be like, look at these two fools. They both of them, they just be fighting, arguing, cussing each other, punching. It'd be ignorant. Okay, and it'd be real loud. They wait till I get real sleepy. They never fight when I'm wide awake. I'm real sleepy. And then the dog be barking. Like, what the world going on out here? They just going at it, talking about all this and all that. And I'm like, it used to be a lie. I wish I already recorded that. I wish I would, because I wasn't even thinking about recording. I'd be tired. I'm like, what are y'all doing? I'm just looking, so I'll be sleepy. Because after I get through, watching and get my Vaseline and I'm watching my, I'm ready to relax. And then they acting ignorant. They the only two people acting ignorant. I'm glad they gone too. I hope they okay, but that was just too much. Okay. The dog just be barking. He ain't gonna do nothing. He just be barking. I'm like, what the world going on out here? I'm looking like they just arguing down, cussing, all that. So it's like, ugh. All right. So that was with Dr. Dre and all that. Y'all heard that. Now let me get into this subject. Okay. Tasha K and Jaguar Wright. All right, Jaguar Wright, they released another a snippet of the interview. I'm trying to say, please just drop the interview. I'm tired of all these previews and snippets because I kept watching the snippet over and over again. But in this snippet is two women that said that Jaguar Wright is a liar. One woman said, I knew when she was 7 years old that she's a liar. And I'm like, it's like, and then the son was like, no, I was not raped. It was a joke. It was not that I was raped. So I want the whole interview to drop, right? How many of y'all are ready for this interview to drop? We all want this interview to drop so we can see what this interview going to be for it, right? And then Jaguar Wright, she trying to get her a platform. She's trying to grow up. Sister girl, you should have been did that when Storm Monroe got millions of views. When Storm Monroe got all the millions, you should have announced your platform that day. You wait all this time when the juice is out, and then, now I'm going to get a platform, then you in the dark. How you supposed to have you a platform? No lights, no production, just in the dark. You got to come up and answer these allegations, because when it do drop, you got your son coming at you, your family coming at you, everything. All the people, they just dragging. They all just dragging her. Oh, Jaguar Wright is this. Jaguar Wright is that. I never see somebody interview somebody's family with production and they just dragging Jaguar. And then here she coming in the dark, cussing, getting mad. I'm like, Jaguar, you can't get you a production team? All these people that you work with, you couldn't get you a production team? All these people that you work with, you couldn't get a production? All these people that you work with, no production? All these people. However, you work with some of the greatest people in this sector. You work with Storm. That brother, an estimate, gotten $60,000 or more off of Jaguar Wright interviews. Some estimations put at 100,000, but my accumulations, some estimations, they said about $60,000 of revenue that he accumulated off of Jaguar Wright alone. And now you coming out of a platform now? Thank you. Thank you, C. She said, Happy New Year. You're the best at being you. Right. Thank you. Now you coming out with then you going to third grade, fourth grade platforms and not building your own. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You need to be building your platform, telling people to go to your platform, go on your show. But you're going on everybody else's show. They making thousands of dollars. They getting cars and everything off of you. You getting screwed. And I can't even blame them because they're doing their job. You supposed to be with the one with wisdom. You supposed to be the superstar and ain't getting nothing from the situation. You should have been did a podcast, a show. Then you open the door for Tasha K to make a lot of money off of your family drama. If anybody gonna make money off my family drama, I'm gonna be the number one person to make a coin. Period, point blank. You think somebody gonna come and interview my family and I don't come and make a coin about it? I don't come to give my side of the story with lights and camera? You think I'm gonna just let them talk and I don't say nothing? You must be crazy. This woman sat there, she have interviewed your family, and you still going on everybody else's platform. They're not doing no investigation. They're not doing nothing. They just letting you just talk, and Tasha K is just building her platform with production. Making previews like, boom, I got this. Now everybody is intrigued. They say, oh, I can't wait till this interview drop. Everybody. Because it's going to be good. You got the son. You got beautiful, beautiful women. Her family is beautiful, but they dragging Jaguar Wright. So that means Erykah Badu didn't need to respond. Jill Scott didn't need to respond. Talib, he didn't need to respond because the family is responding. Out of all bloggers, Tasha K, she got the exclusive. She got the ex-husband. He talking about how Jaguar was abusive. That's what the man said. Did he say that Jaguar hit him in the neck? So all that is going on with production. And Tasha K is very strategic, and she's gonna drop that in the beginning of 2021. That's going to be on. Tasha K is on the roll of 1 million subscribers. And she's going to get there by breaking stories, being Tasha K, don't give a damn about other bloggers that criticize her. That is how she's going to get to 1 million. And she got her unapologetic way. Okay? And I'm looking at that, and I'm seeing that, and I'm observing. And I'm observing. And so you're going to have it. It's somebody interview my family. You think I'm not going to respond and get a click in the view? You think I'm not going to get a click in the view? The main people that I'm going to click in the view for is my family, because they messed up, jacked up, and it's good for entertaining, and it's good for me to talk about on the show. It is what it is. Just like, my family. They turned against Wiley. Wiley got to get out of Chicago. Kick him out. Let him go. He's no good. He's no good for. And I was saying, my grandma needs to slow down. She doing too much work. She got to slow down. She ain't gonna work. Then grandma, she's sick. Then grandma is in a wheelchair. Now grandma is falling. Then that's what it said. See, Marquise was saying all this, and this what Marquise was saying. I understand what he's saying. Now you understand what I'm saying. Now y'all got to sit there. What y'all gonna do? I can't do this no more. It's too much work taking care of her. I can't do it. She needs to go to a nursing home. No. She don't need to go to a nursing home. She needs to stay here. And she keep falling. And now then it was somebody, you can't make this stuff up. This one, I'm not going to Chicago and get embarrassed. So somebody came because they want to help my grandmother. My grandmother, she failed. She need help. She declining in her health. So somebody came was going to help my grandmother. Somebody was going to come and help. They pulled up to the house. And my uncle told the lady, you ain't welcome to come in this house. Told the lady that's going to come and help my grandmother. He turned her away. Then she said, Marquise was saying it. Now y'all see, got turned away. I'm not about to get embarrassed and get turned away. I was already kicked out. You think I'm about to go again and get kicked out again? No. I'm just going to walk from the sidelines and see what, I'm just walking from the sidelines. I'm going to give my advice, hey, I said, when you're dealing with somebody that is elderly and when you're dealing with somebody that is declining in their health, just because you come during the daytime, you also got to be there at the nighttime, because during the nighttime, that's when they try to get up. That's when they think they can walk. That's when they think they can go to the restroom. You got to be there in the nighttime. You just can't be there praying in the daytime. You also got to be there in the nighttime. Everybody can be there in the daytime. Just, oh, how you doing? And then leave. At night, that's when you need the best care at night. But that's a lot of work. That ain't easy when you're taking care of somebody that is elderly, declining in their health. You got to be trained. You got to say that you want to do this. And this is why something where I used to say, why people don't put their people at home and blah, blah, blah. Because everybody can't do it. Because if the children is not on one accord, if everybody got their own agenda, who you think gonna suffer? The grandmother gonna suffer. Everybody got to be on one accord. Either y'all all agree, say, hey, she get to stay at home. Okay, you take Monday night, I take Tuesday, you take Wednesday, this one take Thursday, this one take Friday, this one take Saturday, this one take Sunday. But when y'all not on agreement of who's going to be taking care of her 24 hours a day, then don't try to come to this leave at home, because home ain't a good place for her. Nurse home is. And I went to Chicago. a couple of months ago. And some told me, said, go see your grandmother. Just go. First, I didn't want to go. I said, I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. And I went. And I knew that she wasn't that well, but she was still walking. So I saw and we had a conversation. I remember I told her, I said, grandmother, I love you, but it's people around you that is not good for you. And look what happened. People around her ain't good. Now, the people that, I gotta say it, when you went to work, taking care of people in the church, sacrifice your time and energy, then when you get sick, the church ain't there for you like that. But you sacrifice all your hours. You drove to help all these church people. Where the church people at? Where you at to take care of one of your declining members in their health? Don't just come there and pray during a pandemic, crawling in the house trying to pray, and you're not willing to put in the work, because praying not going to do nothing if you ain't willing to do the work to take care of this member that is declining in their health. You get up there and pray to nightfall, but somebody still got to take her to the restroom. Somebody still got to shower. Somebody still got to take care of it. So you still got to put in the work. Prayer and work together. Not just prayer, you don't put in no work. That ain't going to do nothing. That prayer ain't going to go nowhere if you ain't willing to put in the work. And what you're praying for when you already got the answers to the prayer? What you in there? Father God, we need you right now. He gave all y'all health and strength to take care of this person. You got the strength, so take care of this person. That's your loved one. That's your mama. That's your loved one. You say you love this woman. You say you love. If you love, you will take care of you, make some sacrifices. But now you see, God is my witness. When I was saying this stuff years ago, nobody believed Wiley. They thought I was crazy. Oh man, he ain't making no sense. Now my name, I think he was right. He was right. This is a cult. It is a cult. Because if you is a pastor of a church, if you got all these suggestions for your mama should live with you, and you should take your mama and let her live in your house. Now, that's how I would look at it. If that's your mama and you love your mama so much, then let your mama live with you. Since you think everybody got spirits, this person is that person, this person got spirits, she don't need to be with that person, this person ain't allowed. Since you got all the suggested, pastor, you take your mama and let her live with you. Let her live with you then. And then you will see how much work it is. Because anybody could just give orders, but are you putting in the work? Are you showering mama? Are you taking care of mama? Are you making sure she don't fall? Are you making sure she goes to the hospital for her appointments? But anybody can sit there and give criticism. It's one thing to criticize, it's another thing to put in work. But you push the people away that can possibly help and work, you push them people away. All the people that got the CNA license, the CPR, that know how to do the work, you push them away. They're in other states and they ain't doing it. And I'm the first one to say I'm not doing it, because I'm not about to argue with people that's in church, because I know my mouth and I know I like to cuss. And I'm telling you right then and there, I can't put my mental health in there fighting with people that say they so saved and pushing me away and all that, because the Holy Ghost should tell you to take care of your mama and make sure she took care good, make sure the church get a caregiver, and just have the church if you love your mama that way. Come on, somebody. If somebody in the church spend 40, 50 years in that church, the church should financially pay for a caregiver, especially if that member sacrificed so much. Pay tithes and offering. That is when the church step in and say, hey, let's put together and get a caregiver for our mother that is declining in health. Since we want mothers to live at home, let's give a caregiver for her for 24 hours care. Because when you give home health care, they only pay for about 4 hours. And home health care, they feel like if you need 24 hours of care, in their eyes, you don't need to be at home, you need to be in a nurse home. So they give you limited hours of care. They give you limited hours in home health care. Home health care, they don't give you 24 hours so you can be at home. So the state paying for somebody for 24/7. If you got something like that, you blessed. But in many states, they don't have that. Right? So they have that. They have that where you have to go to a nursing home. You have to go. And like I tell people, The most falls for elderly people happens at nighttime. Let me repeat that. The most falls for elderly people, it happens during the night. Most people, if you can really tell if your mental, if you losing your mind a little bit, if your memory, you start to lose your memory at nighttime. They call that sundown time. When the sun go down, you start talking about how you miss your mama, how you miss that. You start think that you can walk. You no longer can walk, but in your mind, you think you can. And that's why you have to get professional help in there to make sure you give mama an assessment to see if mama got some type of autism or dementia. And that's what you have to do. You have to do these things. But if you so inclined in church when you think can't nobody tell you nothing because you got the Lord and your Savior Jesus Christ, can't nobody tell you nothing because you know Jesus. If you know Jesus, Jesus will tell you to take care if your brother is sick, you're supposed to be helping them right then and there. If you know Jesus, Jesus should tell you, take care of your member of your family that's declining in health. You should be the first one to do it because you got Jesus in your life. That's what you say. So when all of that happened, I'm not shocked. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised when it comes to this. You know, when you having a member of a family that is declining in health, what typically happens, some members get they not come up to terms that mama can't do like she used to. Some people say, "Oh, mama gonna bounce back," but you have to come to the understanding once somebody have a stroke and they gone and they decline in their health. You got to make the tough decision whether you're willing to do that work. And one person just can't do it. That's a lot of pressure when you're caring for somebody that is sick. That's not easy. When you're caring for somebody that's in a wheelchair and you have to shower them at home and you got to do it 24/7, that's not an easy job. That's not an easy job. It's a lot of caregivers that get burned out and lose, like mentally, so they mental health decline because they do so much of that work. Because that's a hard work. That's straining on your body and that strains on your mental health. That does. You'll be cussing. You never was a cusser, but you go and do all that type of work and work with these families and all that. It's a lot of work. It's the hardest thing that you will have to do. And my prayer is for my grandmother that she gets the help that she needs. And that her children that is stubborn, that they get the help that they need. But when the help come, you can't be pushing the help away. You can't push people that is willing to help. You pushing away because they don't go to your church. Everybody not going to go to your church. Everybody not going to go to your church. It is what it is. And everybody ain't going to go to your church. Don't nobody want to be taking care of your mama and every day you coming there, when you coming back to church, you need the Lord. You need saving. Who want to keep taking care of your mama and every day you get harassed that you need to get back in church? Ain't nobody going to want to keep going through that. That's too much pressure. Because that ain't the time or the place for you to be trying to prophesy to get people to come back to church. If you live right and stop being bitter and backstabbing and interfering in people, maybe they will come back to church. Until then, they ain't coming back. And they be doing the most obligations. So, when you coming back to church? I ain't coming back to your church. Because that's a cult. Everything you said, I said the same thing, and they made me feel like I was wrong. They will make you seem like you were wrong. They will make you seem that way. You know, they will. They will make you say, oh, this. Because it's a lot of work. It's not easy being a caregiver. It's not. So if you get people that are willing to help, receive the help, but you got to be on one accord and don't judge the people that's coming to help you, especially if they're doing a good job. And I will open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. But I had to get that off my chest because I'm like, I ain't shocked. I've been trying to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen. I said she needs to slow down. She needs to stop doing all this working for people for free in the church. She needs to slow down. She's getting up in age. So the health is declining. She keep falling. She don't Half the time she didn't tell the people that she did fall. And eventually now, boom, wheelchair. That now it's more serious. Now you just can't go and pick up and ignore this. Now it's a serious problem. It's stressful. I understand that, but you got to put the planet in motion. And just because you a pastor, don't always make you right. Just because you got bishop in your name, that don't make that you always right. Just because you got an apostle in your name, that don't always make that you are right. You can be wrong as a bishop. You could be wrong as a prophet. You could be wrong as an evangelist. Just because you have all of that, that does not make you right in every case. You could be saying stuff that is wrong. You can have egos. Ain't nobody got time for all that type of stuff. Because the main question is, well, why don't you let? Because I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant. I'm very, very ignorant. Because I'm like this. Why don't you let your mama come stay with you, pastor? Let your mama come stay with you. Put your mama in your house. Let her come stay with you. Since you got all these suggestions, since everybody got these spirits in their home, put it in your house. So you all can be wrong, and I'm just saying, hey, I wish her well, but if you keep falling, you don't need to be at home. It's just that simple. You don't need to be at home if you keep falling down, you slipping and falling, hurting yourself. You just need to swallow your pride and say, hey, I don't have the proper care at home. I need to be in a nursing home. And that's okay. And just make sure, the family member can intervene and help you at the nursing home. Or you put your money together, get you a private duty care, get you a caregiver that family members come together, put your money together, pay for somebody to come work with this, to work with your family member that is declining in their health. But if you're not willing to put that investment in there, then maybe a nursing home maybe a nursing home will be best. And when you're, and this is another thing, and I tell you, you can't be picky. Be like, well, if I don't know this caregiver, I don't want to work with you. You can't be like that. If you're sick, if your family member already, they're not doing a good job taking care of you, you have to reach outside the family.
Your show now,
and get
press
a
1 to
You
hear
can't say,
important
well,
instructions.
if I don't know the person I want to take care of, if you keep going by that mindset,
your show will go live in
family don't
5
want to take care of
seconds.
you, you're going to
4,
wind up in a
3,
nursing home.
2,
Because if
1.
you keep falling, like it's the thing, if you keep
Blog
falling,
Talk
if you
Radio.
keep going to the hospital, they're gonna be like, who's taking care of you at home? They're gonna investigate who's taking care of you at home. And if they find out you're not getting the proper care at home, you're gonna wind up in somebody's nursing home. That's exactly what you're gonna wind up in. You're gonna wind up in somebody Shady Pines rehabilitation center. That's what you're gonna wind up in there. And if you really ain't got the good, that's what you're gonna wind up at eventually. You willing to collectively pay for staff members to do it. That's all I got to say about that. And they said talk about Andrew Caldwell. I ain't got nothing to say about Andrew Caldwell. He's just another person that Kojic created, and they got to deal with that. And pray for Kojic Church. Pray for that church. They lost a lot of their bishops. Bishop Blake said he don't want to run again, and so the women they want to run for office, and they telling the women can't be ordained. So all the men they're passing away, and I want to say this Bishop Blake, he don't want to run for office no more. So now they got like a lot of opening because COVID is still running rapid. So now Kojic, they're going through a big change in leadership. And they talking about, what about Andrew Caldwell? He went to the Kojic convocation, and that man, you gave that man a mic. He got up there, he wanted some attention, got up there and said, I am delivered. I ain't got no more, I'm delivered, and gave that man a platform. It went ultra viral, and he just been on his platform just making mess, talking about he delivered. He argued with celebrities, and the Shade Room, they will post him because they don't have a lot of celebrities to post. So they will post the Andrew Caldwells. They will post the Rolling Rebels. They will post them. They will put them on their platforms. And all he doing is he just argue with black women. They go back and forth and all that, and they post them. And that's what he does. He does stuff. And I remember once I saw Andrew, he was, and I think he was in a nail salon. He got in an arguing with this lady, just arguing with this lady. And I'm going to do this to you. And blah, blah, girl. He was just arguing. And I'm like, why are you up here arguing with these random strangers? I said, he got too many times to do it. He eventually, he going to do it to the wrong person. It'll be, he arguing with the scent lady, super scent, but she crazy because you keep on responding to Andrew Caldwell. But a lot of time, ain't nobody checking for that super scent. That's how you say her name, super scent. Ain't nobody checking for her. So that's why he arguing. That's another clout chaser talking to another clout chaser. Ain't nobody been checking for a super scent. That's how you say her name. That's a crazy, stupid name. Ain't nobody been checking for her. Nobody been checking for her. Or Andrew. So what they do, they act ignorant online to get on the shade room. Because you got to think people ain't getting booked. People ain't getting no, he can't go to no culture show. They been gave him the boot. So what you do, you go online, you act ignorant. I'm not mad at the man hustle. I'm not jealous at the man hustle. Do you? I just hope he's getting a coin from him, If you want to be in a wheelchair, act ignorant, talk about people and say purr, everything, go right ahead, purr. Just go right ahead. And what he do? He argue with black women, purr. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now, purr. In a whole wheelchair. Creating mess. Getting his nails done, hair, and I know that Social Security check ain't covering all them expenses. Purr. If you all want to go on my DM, purr, for a shout out. Let me tell you, can't even hardly speak well, creating all that mess. So anybody at home, you can do this. If somebody can be in a wheelchair, can't even hardly pronounce their words, every third sentence is purr, get up on here and get you a platform. Because you can get a platform too. If somebody in a wheelchair getting their nails done, getting their hair done, what is your excuse? You got no excuse. Because that man be up on there. He be on that phone. He done roll up in somebody's studio trying to do a diss record. That's what he did. Roll away, purr. He got, I can't. So I got like a leg brace. I can't hardly move. I got this big old leg brace right here. You know what I'm saying? So one handicap, I have a handicap. So I ain't come back. I have many handicaps. Purr. Let me say that right there. Purr and all that. I like him. I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. But people was threatening his Social Security. One of the one of the city girls was threatening his Social Security. She said she's going to call the Social Security office and tell them that he's up here getting money off of Instagram and not reporting his Instagram. So he got mad. He got up there. What y'all up there talking about? Trying to come from my lively here. Purr. But you know what is out here? What more can they take? They can't come and repossess the wheelchair, so of course they're gonna come for the Social Security. So the lady, she got tired of because he talk about he gonna call, I think, CPS on one of the city girls' children. He said he gonna call CPS. So she came after the man's Social Security check. She came after the man's Social Security check, and he got mad. I see that came out and got the man's Social Security check. The beef had nothing to do with Rolling Rebel, but the man is bored. So what he do? He got up on there. He charged his wheelchair up. He charge up his phone. He be messy. The man get his hair done, his nails done, to go with her, just riding in his living room. just going in one room with the wheel, in another room. But he get his nail done and his hair done just to go in the living room to create mess. It was one live he did. The man didn't even wash his face. He had crust in his face, and he was dogging out one of the female celebrities. And he had all that crust. They was like, Rolling Rebel, you didn't wash your face. He didn't even wash his face. He just create mess. He did. He's on the shade room. Maybe I should get in a wheelchair and get in some mess and drag people. Maybe so. Maybe I should do that. And he was on Catfish. Maybe he was on Catfish. Yes, he was. And he charged people. I think he wanted me to give him like, I think he said $1,000 for an interview. I think he wanted $1,000. I ain't giving him no $1,000. What I need to do all that time? No. Give you like, $20 to get you a little sandwich or something. Get you some hand towels and stuff. So he said $1,000 for that. I'm not giving you no $1,000 for no interview. You ain't that important in my book. Are you gonna let Social Security know you getting $1,000 for interviews? Okay. And if you, I'm talking about now. I'm talking about Rolling Ray and Rolling Rebel. It's two Rollins now. Rolling Ray. That's Rolling Ray. Rolling Rebel is another messy one in the wheelchair. Now, Rolling Rebel, I gave him the name. He shows up to like these reality shows, these web series. He shows up to these web series and he create mess. He Rolling Rebel, because there's two people that's in wheelchair. This other Rolling, I gave him the name Rolling Rebel. So Rolling Rebel showed up to one of the reality shows, rolled over somebody's chair, rolled over their feet with his wheelchair. He be cussing folks out in the wheelchair. So my thing is this. What do you do when you getting cussed out with somebody in a wheelchair? Do you push them? Do you unplug their chair? What do you do? He showed up, rolled up in his wheelchair, cussing folks out at the reunion show. He did. What do you do? Do you push him? Do you unplug the chair? Like, what do you do? Tell me, how do you handle you getting dragged with somebody in a wheelchair? Do you just walk away? What do you do? So it's two people in wheelchairs. It's one named Rolling Rebel, and y'all know Rolling Ray. Both of them need to come together and get a podcast, the Rolling Ray and Rolling Rebel show. What do you do? Because he be literally showing up, cussing folks out. Rolling, and then I'm like, how can you better not roll over my foot with your chair. What do you do? So I've never seen this before. People in wheelchair and be getting mess. I'm here for it. Like, don't let that stop you. So as long as you get them out, do it. So I'm gonna tell y'all this. So the people that are listening, do not doubt yourself. Because if it could be people in wheelchairs getting platforms, you can get. What's your excuse? What's your excuse? If people can get a platforms in wheelchair, what's your excuse? So don't tell me that you can't get a platform and do this. It's people in wheelchairs getting coin. Now we talking about Rolling Ray. We talk about him, but that man getting money. Every day I go on his page. Now one day, one live Rolling Ray did. It's a song that Saucy Santana got out called Walk. Okay. So Santana came on the song. So Rolling Ray, he got up in that wheelchair. Now, he did say you didn't have to you walk. So the man, he put both his legs, it was leaning out the chair. He got in the wheelchair and the wheelchair was just rolling. Did y'all see that? His hands was drip. He had that drippy hand. Did y'all see that? Go and see that video. He said, He said, he got up there, that leg was just dripping and dragging, and the hands. Did y'all see that? I saw it. I saw the video, and I laughed. I saw that video of him dripping with his hands. Them feet was just one of his foot was just hanging. It was just hanging out the chair. That record did say let me see it hang. It said let me see you walk. That foot was hanging, and that man he just surely did it. I'm not lying. I ain't making it up. That foot was just hanging out there. I'm like, what the world? What the world? Did you see it? Had the broken wrist, had a wig on, lipstick, and a wheelchair, and with swag. So what's your excuse? I saw that man. I said, I cannot believe it. And I'm like, how is he controlling that wheelchair? And then the wheelchair was just moving. I don't know if y'all see it. Go to his page. You will see it. Go to his page. Oh, Lord. It was the truth. I couldn't believe it. And his nails be cute. That mean he ain't just getting no Social Security. Because, man, that man getting endorsements. And I don't want them to come out the man's Social Security. Like, don't come out that man Social Security check. Let that man get his Social Security. Let him get his bookings. Let him get custom-made wheelchair lines. If he want to come out with his own wheelchair line, let him do it. Don't come after that man's Social Security check. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? They get money. Andrew Carwell, he get money too. And that's why I was trying to tell Roland Rebel to get a platform. Did I not tell him not to do that? I said, Roland Rebel, you get in your wheelchair, you be rolling to these events. You need to get you a camera and get you a platform. Because don't be out here just rolling in mess and you ain't got no platform. Roll in the mess building your platform. Roll out a podcast. Roll out a YouTube channel. Roll out a Twitch. But you need to have a platform. Period. Okay? I told Roland Rebel that. Because he's funny and he's messy. Get you a platform. I'm messy, funny. I just drag my family. I do it on my show, on my own, on my platform. Okay? No, I didn't get mad when Auntie Hammy was talking about my I didn't get mad at Auntie Hammy. That is a lie. She can say what she wants. I'm a comedian. Let me see you. I saw the video. I have a disability. I was just walking. I was have my leg brace on today. And I got out the Uber because I can't hardly really drive like that like I used to. So I got out the Uber, or was it Lyft? And I almost slipped and fell because I already slipped and fell before and people was laughing. That's embarrassing. Let me tell you something. Why do people laugh when you slip and fall? And I slipped and fall and they was laughing. And I was like, whoa. Then I tried to get back up and I slipped again. That leg is slipped. I said, what? They were just laughing. I said, they was laughing. I said, oh, wow, I fell. Oh, wow. Slipped and fell. So today, I got into this lady lived. Her car was so nasty and junky. But anyway, I got in her lift because I had a doctor's appointment today. So I got in her lift and it was raining and my leg slipped. It slipped, almost fell down. But thank God I was still in the car. So I got out and everything like that. But, you know, hey. It is what it is. I would have laughed too if I see somebody slip and fall. So I wasn't mad, you know. But let's go to the phone lines if y'all want the phone lines open up. Rolling in the Deep podcast. Deep in some that. I get that's a good thought. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what you do when you have a pot. You know, do that. Use your because I use my disability. I use my disability. I don't care. They were like, oh my God, he failed. You need some help. And they was just laughing, smoking a reefer, and I fell down. I'm already tall. I'm like, and I hit that ground hard. I remember one time I was in a nursing home, taking care of some patients, and my leg gave out, and I slipped and fell. Boom, in the room. So the patients hit the call light. They said he need help. So the CNAs want to come. You know, CNAs are lazy today. They want to come. So they got in their chair, roll in the hallway. He need help. He's on the ground. I'm on the ground. I was hurt. I slipped and fell. Boom. And they hit the light. Are you okay? Let me hit the call button for a nurse. And the nurse that came, I was on the ground. They had to check my temperature, put me in a wheelchair. I hit the ground like, woo, I hit it hard. Dude, I had to get a wheelchair. Only thing that was missing, they should have just pushed me up down there in the dining room to eat with the patients. They should have just went on and just pushed me in the dining room, gave me my breakfast and my lunch, gave me some Jell-O, gave me my pain medication. I couldn't get it, just slipped and fell. Because it's hard when you fall, I ain't got no insurance, no nothing. I'm supposed to be helping the patients, and they were helping me. They was coming in trying to help the patients. The patients was helping me. The patients was helping me. One time, I was in so much pain. So I was working in one nurse home. Went in there, I was aching. I was, I'm in pain. Oh, my leg was aching. So that lady said, "Oh, Hail Mary, full of grace. What did I do to deserve this?" Because I guess she said, "This is what I get as help. This man can't hardly move." She said, "Hail Mary, full of grace. What did I do to deserve this? Oh my gosh, she can't even move." I was in so much pain. I'm like, "You need any help?" I was in pain. That lady went in a whole prayer. Okay, let's go to the phone line. She sure did. She went home. I was in pain. 0738, Carly on air. 0738. Hello.
Hi, Wiley.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hi, my name is Unique. I was in the chat, and I just wanted to make a comment about the caregiving topic you were talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a caregiver to my mother, and I know it is extremely hard. And a lot of people don't know how much work you got to actually put into that. It's hard, especially when you don't have, like you said, a team of people who's backing you up, who's going to be helping on Monday, who's going to be helping on Tuesday. But the hardest part for me was actually falling into that process and not really knowing what to do first, what to do next. And that's kind of what I do. I offer a service to help people get to those things. So it's a service out there now that it wasn't out there before that can definitely help people. And I just wanted to make sure that your viewers know, because there's a lot of people out here that need help taking care of their families. And some people don't know where to start.
Right.
And I also want to say you're awesome. I never called in on the show before. I literally sit back and watch all of y'all and cut. I don't say nothing. But I had to speak on this, and I just want to say thank you for bringing up. I wanted to put my link in your chat, but I didn't want to be disrespectful. And I tried to send you an email, too, so I sent all of that to you.
Well,
check it out.
To me, because my thing is this, as a caregiver, would it make your job stressful if family members always complaining, talking about you need to do it this way, you need to do it? Would that make your job harder if the family member always complaining about
It's very
work?
stressful.
Mm-hmm.
It's very stressful. And the main people who are complaining is the main people who cannot help. Not that they don't help. They can't even help. They can't offer any kind of assistance, but they have opinions. And I'm doing me over here making sure my mom is good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She don't got to depend on none of them.
I feel you. And like I told people, I was like, listen, like, you got to be nice, and you can't be complaining if you're not willing to help. You can't be out here, well, you need to be doing this to her nails and do this for her hair. I'm like, are you going to offer? It's just the way your delivery and your messaging, and don't always come in and complaining, because that makes it harder on that caregiver. If you just, because you want to, some people, I work with people, with family members that never visit their family. Then they come once a year. This ain't right. That ain't right. I'm like, well, hold up. Let me breathe. Like, let's take it easy.
And people don't realize how hard it makes it on the actual patient, on the person who is in care. All of that animosity and all of that drama, they are already confused most of the time. They got so many new things happening to them, their body. They're confused. Absolutely. If you're going to do all of that, take that someplace else. Just leave whoever's going to be the peaceful one with the person who needs the help. because a lot of the time they need to focus on just being alive that day. They don't
Amen.
need the extra.
Facts, and that's why you write about it, and they need peace because that's hard to work in a stressful environment. Because it's already stressful taking care of somebody, but then you add on that extra stress of just the complainers, or you always got a suggestion, but you're not willing to get your hands
Hmm.
dirty and put in the work. So I thank you that you've done the work because it's not easy, and I'm glad that you're doing it. It's very rewarding work, but it's very difficult work as well.
Yeah, and people need, you need guidance. You can't just fall into a hard role like that and not have support. You got to have somebody at least guide you, say, hey, these are the things you're going to come across. It's not even just taking care of that person. You got to take care of them, their assets, your assets, and you got to mesh two lives. And it's hard, and you might have a partner, children, and all of your own life. And now you're trying to assist somebody in living theirs. And you got to be sensitive to that.
How do you get a
Is
break? How do you balance your personal life as well as being a caregiver?
well, see, for me, I use my own resources. I know that, you got to look at your benefits and see what's available to you. There's things like respite care that people don't know about. That's a service that's pretty much offered to you with your Medicare or your medical service provider, that they'll just send somebody for the day or a couple of days, and you can add that to your weekend that you already have, whatever your schedule is, put those 2 days in front of that one extra day that you got off. Now the person that taking care of is taken care of, and you could take care of yourself. My biggest thing is self-care, and that's kind of where we start. It's carer resources, it's caree resources, and then there's self-care resources. I say use the self-care resources first. I can't pour anything into your cup if my cup is empty. So I got to go fill my cup first.
Amen to
A lot
that.
of that is meditation. You can do it simple ways. Take a shower, take extra 15 minutes in that shower, and just literally visualize the stress rolling off of you.
Come
But
on.
that's your time. Whatever time you have, that's your time. Enjoy it. Make sure people know that's your time. And you got to learn how to say no when you're doing so much. So that's what I kind of help with. And it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. People, you need guidance. And like I said, what happened to me was very, very traumatic. Like, my mom had allergic reaction to medication, and I had to physically drive her to the hospital with her unable to talk, her ain't able to talk to the doctors, tell them what's wrong with her. And it's just by the thankful of God. Like, I know my mama well. We got the same birthday. I know what year she was born. I know certain things she's allergic to, but there were certain things that I couldn't tell her, and I had a really hard time. I had to figure it out. I needed to organize her medication, figure out what she was taking and why. Why did they even give her this medication? I know there's a lot of listeners on here, and I cater to everybody. I have a very mixed, blended family, but my mother is Black, and she shouldn't have been taking the medication.
That's
Period.
facts. Like you really
I
have.
talk about it. I have a blog. I talk about it in my blog. It's all really new, so you guys are just going to see a glimpse of it when you do see it. But I talk about it in blogs that are going to be upcoming. We talk about a lot because I went through this. My cousin went through it with my aunt as well. My aunt had 3 strokes.
Yes.
So she had to, out of the blue, my little cousin, straight out of college, she's a psychologist, she had to become a caregiver.
Mm.
So for her, like, her and I sat down, and for her, it was, she wanted to give caregivers a voice. I'm an organized person, and I can't live with my life in shambles. So for me, it was, how do I get this all organized? And then the mesh of the two.
All right.
And that's how the Compassionate Carer was created. We created it that way. So it's a lot of information. I would love to put my link in your chat. I sent it to your inbox. I don't want to take up the whole time.
Yeah, and I'm
I
gonna
would love
definitely
to
when
have
you
a
send an
conversation with
email
you about
me,
it.
and I will bring you back on. We have that conversation about because that's a great conversation, and this conversation we have, everybody need to hear it because everybody eventually will have an aging parent or loved one, or we
Yes,
need to
and it's
know it.
crazy because you don't talk about it at home. You don't talk about it in school. Nobody prepares you for it, and then you just taking care of somebody. A person like me, I don't even have children. Only person I know how to take care of is me. Now I got to figure out how to take care of a whole nother person who is ill. And I have 0 illnesses. I've never even stayed a night in the hospital. So it was very hard. It was hard, but I love my mom and I would do anything for her. She don't have to ask nobody for anything.
Praise the Lord for that. Thank you for your work. And thank you for calling in. And send me the email. And then you did send it, I'm going to check it again because I don't see it now. We can schedule you to come on the show and we can revisit this conversation.
I'll double check and I'll send it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll send it again. I'll double check and I'll send it again.
Okay.
Thank you so much for letting me on. And thank you for all that you do. You are so bomb.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Carla.
I don't call in. I promise this is the first time ever on anybody's show. And I watch all of you.
But thank you so much for calling in.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
And that's why it's so important to check up on your loved ones and to have a plan of action. 9867, caller, you on the air.
Yes, hello, Wiley. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, everybody can hear you.
Hi. Okay, hi. This is the voice from New York. So similar to the previous caller, I'm also a caregiver, and it's been a very tumultuous journey. I'll just give you, not to take up too much time, but I am in professional school for a terminal degree, okay? And I was on my way to start my 3rd year, and my father had a serious stroke, a left middle cerebral artery stroke. He was found 15 hours in his car. So when they did find him, my father's only 65 years old, so this is pretty young. He was immobile, can't talk, can't walk, can't do anything. My father was completely on his own as far as like independent before the stroke. After the stroke, you could just look as like a floppy doll. He can't talk, he can't defend himself, he can't do anything. It was extremely difficult because when this happened in April, New York was hit very hard with COVID. So because of that, I had to take time off from school and help my father out by being his advocate. It's me and my sister. We're sparring partners. My dad had 5 kids. I'm the oldest. My sister is 1 year younger than me. The other 3 children, we have separate mothers, but the same father. But those last 3 have the same mother. But they don't help. And my father was abused at several nursing homes. The first nursing home, he had a pressure ulcer that should not have happened in 3 weeks. It was stage 3. We found that out because during that time, you couldn't go into the nursing home to advocate. And might I say, Government Cuomo released a lot of people from the hospital into the nursing home. And that's another reason why the nursing homes were hit even harder when it comes to COVID. So I didn't know my father was getting abused. And we saw our father every day on Zoom. Okay, I'm talking about 7 days a week. We know everybody. I talk to everybody. We advocate for him. We bought him clothes because we don't play that. We are daddy's girls. And because I'm in the medical system and my sister, she had to defer her enrollment to nursing school and now have to change nursing, do a different path to get into a different nursing school. I realized how much injustice happens when it comes to the elderly. 1, everyone's going to get old, okay, sooner or later. 2, they are really the unforgotten population, right? Like our snowbirds are mistreated. In the nursing homes, they don't care, especially the CNAs. Now, I didn't tell CNAs to be in CNA. And I'm someone, if you don't like working with patients and you know you can't do your due diligence, don't do it. Because I tell them, when I'm a physician, you're going to want me to advocate for your loved one, especially because I'm Black. And I'm going to see certain things and I'm going to advocate for them. But to see how they treated my father at the first nursing home broke my heart. He went to a second, he was hospitalized afterwards. He has a PEG tube, so he can't swallow. He gets everything through the PEG tube. Went to the second nursing home. Another 3 weeks, he had fecal impaction, okay, AKI, acute renal failure, sepsis, aspiration pneumonia in 3 weeks. When we were he was hospitalized after that, and he was literally about to die. Like, palliative care had to talk to us. That's how bad he was, because they didn't realize that he couldn't poop. Okay, that's why he got the fecal impaction. So here I am, in the healthcare system and seeing my loved one going through this. He was misdiagnosed with COVID. They decided, at the hospital he was in, they decided, he had COVID, but he doesn't have COVID, but still let him in a hospital room with a patient with COVID. And they didn't tell us that either. They didn't tell us that his results was negative a couple of days later. And they didn't tell us that his roommate that he was with has COVID. Okay, so here's my father being exposed. A lot of things I had to learn about the system. 1, I reported nursing homes. I don't play that. Okay, these are human beings. People treat puppies better than treat human beings. I don't play that. 2, they can't discharge your loved one from the hospital, and you can argue for that, which is what I did. 3, I did not have a power of attorney or a healthcare proxy of my father. My father was completely independent. I am Jamaican. We are Jamaican. We don't really talk about things like that, but we know it's going to happen. Like, I know if my father had to pass, he doesn't want to suffer. He always tell me, if I have to depend on somebody, I don't want to be here. And I know that. But you see, when he had the fecal impaction, he was about to die. He has a DNR and a DNI. And I did not know these things. Saline is what people can ask for. Vasopressor is another thing in antibiotics. I didn't know if my father ever wanted that. So because to me, as a student and working in the field, I'm not going to withdraw those things because I didn't get his permission prior to. Now, they had said he needs a DNR and a DNI. I can say, yes, he doesn't want to be resuscitated. He doesn't want to be intubated. But those 3 things I didn't do. Okay, those are the 3 things I gave him, and he was able to survive. He's in the 3rd nursing home, and I also had issues with that. And the reason he's in the nursing home is because I am not in a position to take care of my father. I don't have the money. I'm still in school. I have about 2 more years of school and then another 3 to 4 years of training. And I'm already taking the layoff. Secondly, I just became an official legal guardian, me and my sister. Like, me and my sister, we're like peanut butter and jelly. Like, I do all of the medical side, and she's there on the foot. Like, we are a great team. We don't, and I see my father all the time, every single time. His birthday is on New Year's. He'll be 66. My sister just dropped his stuff off for him for his birthday, balloons and stuff. We bought some cameo videos of Maya, Hugh Jackson, and Coach Conscience, because this is a tough adjustment, not only for me, but for my father, to see someone there and can't advocate for themselves. And then when you see them, you don't know what's the issue, because dead man can't tell no tales. He can't talk. And he did get therapy, but Medicaid will take you off if you're not progressing, although you need a while to progress. 2, Medicare, it's a lot of insurance is also involved too. So if I can go back and give people advice, because a lot of people don't know until you get there. And this is someone I wish I'd known better. I never knew about Medicaid planning. There's a way where you can plan your Medicaid, and when it comes to funding and finance, okay? 2, talk to your loved ones about power of attorney and get those things signed. Healthcare proxy, get those things signed. Know everything about their finances. My father, he did his own thing. We have a loving relationship, but because he was a big, he was independent, I didn't say, hey, daddy, do you have any other, assets outside? He doesn't have a house or anything, but maybe you do. I don't know. But to my knowledge, we don't. 3, I wish I can afford private care. I do not like nursing homes, but they're not going to do a safe discharge. He needs 24-hour care. I can't provide that because he's on a peg tube, right? He needs constant care. What if that blockage? He needs therapy, things of that nature. So I will advise other people, if your loved one's at the nursing home, 1, know who runs the nursing home, more than likely. Know who's like the administrator. Get their numbers, email them. The more present you are, the more they'll do for your family members. See, for me and my father, me and my sister, no matter what, they call us instantly because we don't play that. I told them, I don't understand if y'all know about medical malpractice insurance. I don't know if y'all do. Well, like, what are y'all doing here? And I always tell them, if you don't want to do this field, don't be in this field because we don't need you. We don't need you. Especially, we have a lot of minority people in nursing homes. And to see them be mistreated by any different way, not being changed, not being fed, falling, all these things. What is going on here? People act like they're immune from getting older, but it's a blessing to be old. And yes, it could be a lot of work. Yes, you need someone to help you. But I know my father wanted me to finish up school, me and my sister. And there's a lot of adjustments we had to make. I'm not married, and my sister's not married. We both don't have any children. So I think that's the benefit. And I'm also in the health field. So anything they tell me, I already know how to advocate. And even if I don't, I can find that information out. Other people don't have that person on their side, so they can tell you everything they want. But see, when I go to hospitals and stuff, and my sister, when she's there, they say, okay, I'll call my sister because she's like the medical person. And when I get on the phone, it's a whole different conversation because I'm asking for the right test. I'm asking for things to be reported. I'm saying, what are you doing? I'm not a doctor yet, but I'm asking, why are you doing it this way? Can you explain your reasoning? Right. Okay, can we have these meetings? Can I know who the nurses are? How often he's being watched? And I'm always nice and pleasant. Me and my sister are always nice and present. pleasant, but you have to be very on them. You have to show that you care because they'll treat your loved ones like ragdoll. And just to give a little bit of because I don't want to keep rambling, but how nursing homes work, right, is a hierarchy. All the people who are CNAs, certified nursing assistant, you don't need to go to college for that. You can, in New York, Medicaid, you can get that through there's a certain government program you can get a couple of hours. A lot of them in my neighborhood, I can speak only of my neighborhood, and the nursing homes that I took my father to were all Caribbean people, and I'm Caribbean too. So I know how Caribbean people work, okay, and the attitudes that they have. But you have 40 patients on the floor with 4 to 5 CNAs. Now, or something, no, so the ratio is off. Can you imagine the amount of work? My father is bedbound. He can't do this. He can't do that. He can't do anything.
Can I answer this? It is major problems in it. Number one, shortage in nursing. Number two, accountability needs to be in all sides, because what happens, you don't pay the CNAs enough. So it's so easy to get into that profession, right? And
it is. And they need to be liable.
And they should.
Wiley, go ahead.
No.
It needs to be, and I understand they don't get as much, right?
Right.
And there's a pressure cooker with the system. Because as you can tell, like my sister's trying to be a RN or a nurse practitioner. I'm going to school to be a medical doctor. Right. Okay? Because I know, just like with the doctor just passed away, she was a physician, I know they need me. And research have shown that those who look like you will take care of you better. But it hurt me even more if I see that me and you from the same culture, you treat my father this way. Because you know why? Because when you're in the hospital, you're not going to see as many Black doctors, but your family is going to depend on me to give you great care. And I'm not going to let that, because I know if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Healthcare is not for everybody. This is not a job you can just skate over. Just like teaching, right? You're teaching the future generation.
I want to say this piece, and that's in the depth of it. When it comes to nursing home, I advocate for paying CNAs $15 an hour and require them to get more training. Each CNA, I remember I worked in one particular place. It was the best place I worked at. So every year we had to go do training. We had to take the day off and go to the corporate office, do all of these training, dementia training, this training, a lot of training. Like we always train. But some nursing homes don't do it. I've worked in some nursing homes. They said, just sign the paper. You supposed to train me how to do these things, but you don't want to do it. So I just signed the paper. Before COVID, I advocated for families to go visit your loved ones all the time as you can. And if it's 6 siblings, pick a day, each sibling pick a day to go visit. And make sure you go in the evening time. Let's see how mom being treated when she's getting ready for bed, or your dad being treated when she get ready for bed. Then get some members to come during the morning, but never let them know when you're coming. Just show up. So, but now it's COVID. So now it's difficult. So only thing they can tell you, they really can lie now. Oh yeah, your dad had a shower, but some facilities wasn't telling their members this when COVID hit, they wasn't showering nobody. So
I agree. And that's one thing I don't play with, right? I have my father's doctor's number. And for example, my father had a peg tube, okay? And with that peg tube, I know we observe our father. We take pictures. We look at his body language, okay? Because he can turn, he can do this. He can say, But it's very sad when you don't have a recording. I don't have any recording of my father's voice, okay? So my father he doesn't have Facebook. He doesn't have email. He's a real yardie from Jamaica, very old school, okay? So I don't have a remembering of that. But when I know, my sister's more observant when it comes to those things, because she used to be a CNA and then trying to go to nursing. Like I never had those types of jobs before. I was more like in medical research, clinical research centers and things of that nature, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And my father he looked like he's in pain, and he could turn off the Zoom and go over and turn off the camera when he's ready, but he wasn't doing that for a couple of days. So my sister assumed that something was wrong. So we called, and there's another thing. When you call, they don't like to answer the phone. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? They're not answering the phone.
But because this is what they're
What are y'all doing?
Some of them is overwork, and some nurses I've personally seen be on their phone, just chit chat, or when I would get the call, because I'm a CNA. So when I would get that call, like if you're fortunate to have a cell phone in your room, which I think everybody should have their loved ones with a cell phone, so you connect with them if they can talk.
So I will call,
and I would let her say, "Hey, such and such family member wants you to call them." Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right. But my suggestion is so you to just show up. But now COVID hit, but you still can come in that area and
we can't. Not in New York.
Not in New York, but some nursing
different.
homes. I know in some, and it all depends upon where you at. I know in Texas, some nursing homes they allow you to come. They have like a shield and stuff like that, but you do need to be on the phone with them. But a lot of these nursing homes, they just depend so much on the nurse. I advocate that don't give somebody else the number of what do they call? I would say a patient care advocate, where they answer the phone and say, "Hey, my mom is such and such," and let that patient care advocate speak with the nurse and communicate, and then you relay the information back to the family. But it should be somebody there 24 hours that can communicate on that phone. But they depend so much just on the nurse to call. But that nurse got to do so much
not only
outside
that,
of
but
that.
not so it's more than just so this is a top bottom approach. Okay. If the top dogs are not together, the bottom dogs are not going to be together. You need to have a tight ship.
I agree.
You see what I'm on rotation? If I talk to my attendant, depending on your attendant, you know how to operate. Now I'm a type person, whoever's working with me, and then when it comes to healthcare, I don't play them because this is people's lives, and I don't want them to teach my loved one like that.
Okay.
If you are lazy, don't be lazy with these people, because I'm someone where I will advocate. But the reason why they can slack is because leadership is slacking, right?
Right.
That's what they feel like they can
I feel you.
I feel you.
But so, I'm gonna let you finish your last point, and I'm gonna go to the next caller because we got a lot of callers that called in. So finish your last point.
Yeah. So what I'm telling other people is, document, know who you're talking to, take down names, okay? Know who's in charge when they are in charge. For like I said, I'm in New York, so there's no in-person visit, there's no outside visit. I can only do Zoom, so I can't control that. Right. We were hit the most, and we're not going anywhere with COVID. So a couple of things I want to let people know is that there's an agency called Asian Life Care Association, in case you can afford a private person to come to your loved one home if you need them to come out of nursing home. Two, don't go based on the star of Medicare when it comes to rate in nursing homes, because the first two nursing homes that my father was mistreated poorly was 4.5 and 4.9 stars, okay? And obviously he almost passed away on those two. The one that he's in now is a little bit better, although we did have some hiccups, but that's because one of my father's friends worked there. Okay, so that's a whole different story. If we can pay for someone to go in there, we will. All you gotta do is pray and hope that someone would treat your loved one with tender love and care, because karma will come back.
All right.
And thank you so much, Wiley. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, we got a lot of calls, and I know this topic, a lot of y'all gonna speak on it. So we got a lot of callers in here, so we're gonna let everybody answer, because I knew when I brought this subject up, I knew my audience will be interested in the subject. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Yeah, wow. About a whole hour for me to get through. Hello? Hi, Wally.
Go ahead.
Wow, she talked for an hour straight.
Well, she had a lot, but with this subject, I'm expecting you to talk, because when you go through that personal, baby, you because this subject, most people don't talk about what we're talking about on YouTube. They don't touch this subject. So when you open it up, baby, you're gonna let it all out, because But go ahead, sister.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to take your time up. I just wanted to say Jaguar Wright and Tasha K don't look nothing alike. Jaguar Wright is a beautiful woman. You look more like your mentor, Tasha K. You and her favor a lot to me.
She's beautiful.
Jaguar
Tasha
Wright
K is beautiful, and Jaguar beautiful. They're not ugly. They're beautiful women. They're beautiful.
No, Tasha K is not beautiful. Tasha K look like an ugly ass, little short ass, ugly ass, skinny man with a big ass stomach and a big water head.
But ma'am, this is what I want you to say. She's beautiful and everything like that. She's beautiful.
Tasha K is ugly. With
okay, what else do you want to talk about other than talk about how
you look just like her and you gaining weight?
Okay, but come on. See, we're gonna allow you to talk, or you gonna just come on and criticize Tasha. Come on, sister. Now, I thought you was about to get into the subject.
I don't like that ugly monkey.
Okay.
I don't like her.
All right.
I don't like her. She's ugly and she's fucked up. She got a nasty.
I know. We're going to go to the next caller, sister. You take that over there with Tasha. We love Tasha K over here. We love her. She's a beautiful woman. Now, you waited all that time just to talk about Tasha K. I could have listened to the lady talk about her people in the nursing home. We love Tasha K over here. All that criticism, take that on somebody else's platform that love to talk about her 24/7, because she's beautiful. She's the beautiful black woman. And please don't talk about Tasha and you don't show your face. Come on, somebody. Y'all easy to be calling people. I want to see how you look. You get you a platform and let's see how you look. See, it's easy to get on the line and call somebody how unattractive they look, and we can't see you. You get up there and let's see how you look. I felt that right there and there. I felt that. That's how I don't get offended when people talk about me. Well, I can't see them, can't see how they look. That's how I didn't get offended by that person that was sitting behind Kaya criticizing me because we couldn't see how she looked. We saw her in the background. We couldn't even see her arm. So before you criticize, let's see how you look. And you better hope you look beautiful. Because it's easy to criticize the Wileys because you see us. It's easy to criticize Tasha K because you see her in HD. But if we can't see you, why you doing all that talking? You better hope nobody see you get all that. And most of y'all ain't going to show yourself because you already know. Child, please. They going to drag me. All right, y'all. Let's go. Let's go to the next caller. 7507 caller, you're there.
Lord, y'all done got me all off my topic here. But anyway, first of all, Wiley, don't listen to that. I think you are a very attractive young man, so don't pay attention to
I'm not going to listen to that lady like that. I got beautiful. I got options.
Well,
let me start.
Yeah, I understand. Well, you're very handsome, so don't listen to these crazy people. But anyway, what I was going to say was, I was going back to the last caller and to the chat where they were talking about, I'm going to try to keep it brief though. I ain't going to hold y'all. But about CNAs and things like that, I just want to give respect to the CNAs because I've been an RN now for 6 years and they are really the backbone of healthcare and they have really helped me. And I really think that CNAs do the best that they can for what they're dealing with. Because, especially with these Medicaid and Medicare facilities, they don't have proper funding. They don't have enough resources. And so when you have low resources, you have less staff. When you have less staff, you have more work. So these CNAs are becoming burdened down with a lot of work. They can't do everything, And where I work, I'm fortunate enough where I work in a 5-star facility where it's actually like parents and grandparents of A-list celebrities. I kid you not. I couldn't make this up if I tried. And even this place where I work, they still complain. These rich people got it made. Our staffing is pretty adequate, but we just can't do enough. So I don't know, Wiley, if it's possible to please everybody, even if, people had perfect conditions. I think there's still going to be some complaints. There's still going to be something that we're going to miss. We're not going to always hit it right.
Right, because
but I do think that people are trying. I can't say everybody because, of course, some people.
You, ma'am, because I worked in a facility with people that made millions of dollars, right? And they still and they complain a little bit more. The quality of care was way better. So you can't say it's no perfect place, right? You can't say, but it is some places I worked at, and I just left maybe about a couple months ago. They had roaches. Baby, it was so many roaches in that place. I thought they look like. It was hot. The air conditioner was broke. So sweating, hot, roaches, bed bugs. I worked in those type of places. And then I went back to the 5-star place and I was shocked of the care was so much better. But then I started crying about those people that got to be in roach infested places.
Right.
And then they was like, the state needs to just shut these bad places down. Okay, where all them people gonna go if they shut down all the bad places?
That's true.
All the
That's
good
true.
places,
And
you got to have the money to get in on quote unquote 5-star, the place that you work at. You just can't come there with no $500 Social Security check a month. Think you're gonna be able
and
to
see,
come
Wiley, that you're right. You're right. Where I work is private pay, and these people are paying thousands of dollars a month just to be there, and everybody can't afford that. I know I can't. So the thing is, we live in a reality where if you don't have money, let's just face it, you're not going to get the proper care. That's where it boils down. It's sad, but we have to face the reality. We got to stop thinking that things are going to change because they're not. We are living in a world where if you don't have money, you will not get the proper care. Now, some people may get in a fortunate situation where they do get the proper care. I'm not saying that everybody doesn't, But I'm just saying, you're going to get what you're going to get with these Medicare and Medicaid facilities. And that's all I wanted to say. But I want to say that there are people out there that are really trying and doing the best they can with what they're working with. I know there are some poor CNAs, there are some poor nurses, and there's some poor doctors. There are just poor people in general out there that are no good, you know?
Because the place that I just left, it was a lady, she's a great CNA. She would bring her own soaps. She would bring her own Fabuloso, because the place was a filthy place. But when I worked with her, she would bring her own towels, because the place didn't have enough towels. And we sat down and we went in a break room / conference room, because there was a conference room and break room. She said, Marquise, I'm so hurt because I want to leave because I can't help the system. The system is broken. So what she would try to do, she would try to shower everybody, take care, and it broke her. Her back, she got back problems.
Wow.
And she's drained because you can't change, because the system is broken. But she's a good CNA, and she just broke. And it's a lot of good CNAs that are broken because they're trying to work in a broken system where you don't have towels or they don't have proper equipment. I worked in one nurse home in Chicago. I ain't gonna say the name. I could drag them right now, but I'm not. They didn't have no diapers. But when the state would come, then they would have diapers. They would have briefs for the patients. I give me that. They did not have diapers, but when the state come, then they would bring out all the diapers and stuff like that. Yeah, I've worked in some messed up places in my career as a CNA, and I was a great CNA, but the system is broken, and it's hard to work so hard. You only get paid $10, $9, $8, and you take care of 40-some people. That's a lot of work.
And that's why, Wiley, too, I think that's why we see so many CNAs. I'm not saying all, but we see a lot, not only aides, but doctors and nurses as well. When they dealing with these situations, they get fed up and they just start having that I don't care attitude. Well, you know what? I'm not going to let this drain me. I'm going to continue to live my life. I'm going to have an I don't care attitude. And then you see the people who really care, they get drained to the point where it just takes too much on them. They have to end up quitting. And so we're losing a lot of good people in healthcare because the system is horrible. It's set up for failure, especially for Black people such as myself. It's not set up for us to survive in this system. I don't care what nobody says, because most of us just don't have it like that.
Man, I love doing all my shower, take care. So I'm just doing all my shower. I worked so hard in that place and I was sweating. I could have fainted and passed out. I said, I can't do it because I will die in this facility because it was just that much hard work. And it was like, you doing all the I was trying to do all the showers. I was trying to clean. I was trying to clean their fingernails. I was trying to change their linen because some of their linen haven't been changed in weeks. And I was doing all that hard work. Now, mind you, I'm a brand new CNA. I'm supposed to be training, but they so short-staffed. They're like, Marquise, how long you got? I got 6 years. Okay, we putting you on the floor. Boom, and I'm just working hard. Answering all the lights. When I left there, I cried because it's just like, I didn't do a great job because the system, I didn't know half the people I didn't know how to take care of because I didn't know them. I'm just new, and it was just too much work. And then you have to wrestle to get towels and supplies. And then you got to deal with the roaches, and it was in the smell, the stench. It was terrible. One lady, she crashed. She haven't taken a shower in weeks. And it smelled just like it. And the towels, and she cried because she didn't want me to leave because she knows she was gonna get care because her shower was at 2 to 10. I worked 6 to 2. So she said, I want you to shower. And so I showered her because she said, if you don't do it, they won't do it. And she cried because I gave her so much because she wanted me to stay, and I couldn't because it was too much work. And I knew then that I can't stand it, and I had to quit. It was just too much. I couldn't do it. It was too much. Now, I couldn't be like the rest of them. Be lazy because I had to go on my lunch break. So I let the nurse know, hey, I'm going on my lunch break. Them CNA said, you let the nurse know when you're going on your lunch break? I'm like, yes, you got to let your nurse know when you're going on your lunch break. They were so shocked because they so lazy because they'll just be gone for hours. I would come back in my 30 minutes and I said, no, I can't work. And that place is a 1-star, 2-star facility. And it was terrible. And it was
Wiley, I really thank you for your services for that because, you seem like a good person anyway. So, when you're good like that and you are humble and have a good heart, it's really hard to stay in places like that. And so that's why I feel bad that a lot of times they end up getting people who don't care because honestly, you kind of have to be a little heartless to work in a place like that. I know that may sound bad, but it's just true because you know, it's, yeah, I mean, that's the best way I can say it, but it's sad. But I don't want to keep you. I appreciate you for letting me call in, and
I appreciate you, sister.
Thank you so much, and I really enjoy your show.
Thank you so very much. Thank you, sister. Wow, this subject, we're gonna definitely tackle this again because it's a lot that we can talk about in this. Next caller, 7853, caller on air.
Hey, yes, Wally, how you doing?
All right.
Yes, I want to say this right here. You was not ugly, and Tasha K is not no ugly woman neither. I don't know why people call with it. But you know what? The ugliest people come on here and say the most. But I will say this, because my father, before he passed, he was in the nursing home, and I will say this. A lot of aides, they do good work. A couple of things people don't understand is that a lot of those places be understaffed. A lot of those places don't have adequate training facilities, and you got to think about it. A lot of times, those aides, they walk around, every day, and they have a lot of patients to see, and also it's bad for their body, because you do that work for so long, your body starts to deteriorate. Work will get to you.
Come on.
I did it for my dad, and I'm telling you, man, it killed my body.
Come on, I agree with you on that.
It killed my body. People don't understand, and they want to. I understand that the people get paid to take care of your family members and stuff. But when my father was in the nursing home before, and I didn't have no choice to put him in the nursing home because he had a brain stroke. He had 5% of his heart was working, and I could not lift him up because he was a heavy set guy and I was a little skinny girl, So at the time, I was sick myself dealing with lupus and things of that nature. But that's a hard task, and people got to realize you can go down there and also help your family. But the thing of it is, what family members want to do, they want to put their family in the nursing home, and they don't want to be held accountable for anything neither. If your people in the nursing home, go down there and help out. I would go and get my dad sheets and stuff, wash them, get his clothes and stuff, wash them, bring the things in that he wants, like his little snacks and stuff that he wants. Go and help out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Say, look, I know y'all understaffed. I know that other times the workers be tired and achy and everything else. I will go and help.
Absolutely, like especially when the Rona is over with, where you could go back, go and volunteer. If you have money like that, if you want to give the staff some lunch, go up there and see and help. It's plenty of work to do because a lot of these nursing homes, they do need the work. They do need the help, right? So a lot of them don't, unfortunately, have the best help. It's a lot of nursing homes. They're looking for great help. And a lot of nursing homes are really suffering now because the nursing homes that got the money, they have like these special COVID units where they're paying 25, 30, paying a little bit, CNAs a lot of money. So a lot of these CNAs leaving these places and going where the money is at. So now that's making it even worse for CNA, and then those CNAs that are getting COVID, right? Because it's a lot that have gotten COVID working in these nursing homes, not having a proper PPE. And a lot of these nursing homes have already been broken. And then now you're dealing with a pandemic. So that's just even worse because you was already short-staffed before the pandemic. Now you're short-staffed during the pandemic. What do you think? Who you think going to suffer? The residents. They're going to suffer. And they're already suffering in so many of these places. That was it, sister, that you wanted to say?
That's correct.
Thank you.
That's correct.
Thank you so much for calling.
We got to see.
Thank you.
You too. Thank you.
All right. That was good. Okay, what's the next caller? We got a couple of callers in here. Y'all are really calling in for this subject. 6439, caller, you on air. 643. Hey, you live on air.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes, Wiley, this is my first time calling. I just got, I want to go ahead and where you left off last time, talking about Tasha K and you.
Yes, ma'am.
You go, boy. This is what I want to say. When Tasha K got receipts on every single thing she do. Remember when she had first started or whatever, and it was the Atlanta Housewives.
Yes.
And she was talking about Portia and her husband.
Yes.
And about how she was going to end up a single mother. And then she ended up a single mother and had them receipts, and there she was on TV. And that's when everybody ended up being on her team. And then she had the loyal winos. And then everybody was so loyal. They was going hard on everybody that was talking about her, everybody else on YouTube. Now, all of a sudden, everybody want to cuss her out. All the YouTubers want to cuss her out. She done lost her little winos and everything. They dogging her, everything. Dude, what happened to the lawyers?
Not everybody is doing it. It's a very minority of folks that does it, because if you look at her platform, she just interviewed somebody. Oh my God, this is beautiful. She interviewed the lady, the Pangea Wash CEO, the lady that owned Pangea Wash. The lady is a millionaire, a Black woman, and she promotes on Tasha K show. So that show you power. And she have been sponsoring on Tasha K platform for about 2 years. And this woman she was interviewed was a millionaire. So the noise is only a minority. The majority of people, they rock with Tasha K. Her audience, them winos, they rock with it. And there's some bloggers out there, they say they don't like it, but they're the minority in a sense. Because as long as them sponsors are sponsoring with Tasha, as long as her winos are watching, it's good for business over there with Tasha K in her business.
Yeah, I'm talking about like the little audience and stuff.
Yeah, that's
because
it.
Every time, like I'll watch like
it's just but whoever it is, it's all promo. Whoever the people that criticize Tasha on YouTube, it's just publicity, because what it does when she go live, people continue to watch her, including them. So it's just publicity. They're just promoting her constantly.
Yeah, but see, the point I'm trying to make is everybody was all down for her. Even they were, it was just pure decry. She was like, what I'm saying is, I remember I was watching Sweet Mom. She was like, and the winos cussed me out, and I laughed. I was gone for a while, and then et cetera, or whatever. Now, so she back talking, because it's even people like dogging her and stuff.
Whoever does that, who cares? Because Tasha K is still out here, beautiful, successful. She just helped so many families during the Christmas season and help them and uplift them. So she's just doing incredible work. I don't think Tasha K cares about them criticizing her, because she's really good.
She don't. That's the thing. She don't, and that's the real person right there. Because
yes, ma'am.
I've always been known as bad publicity is the greatest publicity you can ever get.
Yes, ma'am.
And please just let them know that, because people are so slow out here.
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you come to a settlement, that means it's an agreement, or two people have came to an agreement.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody has won. Nobody has won.
All right.
Cardi B did not win.
All right. Well, thank you so very much, caller, for calling in.
All right. Thank you. You have a good day. You know what? And you have came up. And I'm so proud of you.
Oh, my sister. Thank you so very much for that.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Wow. This was lit. Okay. Let's go to the next caller. 1753.
Hi, Wiley. How are you?
Yes. How are you? I'm great.
I'm doing good. Thank you. This is a very, very good discussion we're having.
Yes,
and I just want to chime in because I am a CNA. Okay. And I feel like people always get, defensive when we talk about previous CNAs talk about, oh, well, the CNA's not doing their job and all that. I saw firsthand. Okay, I worked at a nursing home. Okay, I saw firsthand how some of my colleagues were abusing the patient, not changing their patient. Okay, not answering the call bell, things of that nature. Okay, and it's so hard because it's a trickle down effect. If one person doesn't do the job, then it falls on the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. You know what I mean? And I understand sometimes, we're short staffed and things of that nature, but I feel like if you're a CNA, you should already know what you're getting into, right? It's a certificate, right? So you do know that these things are like, how can I put it? I feel like we should, start from a CNA and then work our way up further, right? Because people always complain about it. Okay, oh, well, we have a lot of work, this and the third, but it's like, what you signed up for, right? I see my coworkers come in, long nails, long eyelashes, long weaves. You about to change some diapers. What are you coming in with tips for?
I'm saying,
and I'm not.
Come on, you're right. You're right about the long nails. I'll be saying like, where you going?
Okay,
wearing these long nails
they
and
have
stuff.
like weave. Okay, they have weave 20 inches, but you still got it. Like they don't want it to get caught. Then I'm just trying to figure out: are you coming here to work, or are you coming here to look pretty?
Coming, yeah, okay. And flirt with the nurses and all that, with dietary. Because I'm looking, because I be seeing, because when I come to work, it was one girl, she would come with tight leggings, and I'm like, how you able to bend down and your booty just showing? She was nice, good looking.
Not even that, some nursing homes you have to wear white. Okay, some nursing homes, and girls would come in with like pink underwear, not paying attention. We actually had a patient, okay, and she was a full risk. So I was doing an overnight shift, okay, from 7 to 11. Okay, and on the overnight shift, CNA's black. They're on their phone, Snapchat, whatever. Okay, one of her patients ended up falling. Okay, whose responsibility is it? It's yours, because at the end of the day, you should still be doing your rounds every hour, every 2 hours. Even though the resident should be asleep at this time, you still have a responsibility to your patient.
Facts.
Okay, and people don't understand that. People do not understand that, and the lines are blurred. It's always, oh, well, we always talk down on CNA. Well, this is from one CNA to another. Most of them that I see or that I work with do not do their job, and I'm being honest.
Facts. And I used to work overnight shifts, and what made the job easy for me, I would come in and just work, change the people, and then my lights will not go off, and they lights just be ringing. They be trying to sleep, eat. I'm like, you at work. So, and I made it easy. I'm like, you supposed to check your patients every hour, especially during the overnight shift, because that's when falls happen. They got to use the restroom. But some CNAs, I only change them one time before the end of my shift. I'm like, that's tacky. That is tacky. That you
not even tacky. Let me tell you something. When you don't change people, they get all types of rashes. You could get sitting in feces and stuff all day. When you come in, the first thing you do is then you might have to change your occupied bed. Okay.
Absolutely.
Me myself, had to report one of my coworkers. Okay. She was Caribbean, and I'm Caribbean. Okay, I'm Jamaican. All right. The most disgusting CNAs are people from the Caribbean, and I'm Jamaican. I'm telling you that from experience.
Okay, I'm not saying that. You can say that. I'm not gonna say that.
well, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna tell you, okay? And I mean, like, saying the patient smells, mind you, right? The patient is gonna smell because obviously the patient probably used the bathroom and things like that.
Right.
Okay. At the end of the day, now they were, pinching the patient, doing all these things. You know what I did? I know I was gonna quit. So what I did was I made sure that I reported my coworkers. Okay, because we're not here to be friends. We're here to make sure that we take care of the patients and we do our job effectively, and as quickly as possible.
Right.
Okay, because it's unnecessary. And I'm not gonna, risk my certification or my license for you. Because if you don't report, you are just as bad as the person that committed the crime.
Absolutely. That's true.
Okay. And so in order to have, more effective CNAs, I think people need to really know what the job entails. They need to know exactly what they signed up for. And they need to make sure they're paying attention in CNA school, because it will show you everything you need to do. Change your occupied bed, how to deal with a catheter, okay? How to, do oral care, mouth care. If you know you do not want to do these things, then do not take it just because it's quick. Okay? You yourself have to have, discernment and say, okay, you know what? This might not be something for me. And that's okay. That's okay.
Like I said, you have to know. Like I said, you have to know which place when you in that business. When I went to CNA school, I was thankful that we went to a nursing home where it was a lot of work. So it wasn't an easy nurse home.
Yes.
It was a lot of, so I was able to get to learn everything, change in bed. We worked so hard, you'd have thought like we were CNAs, like we were certified, and we wasn't.
You know, was that your externship? So we had to do an externship.
Yes.
Okay, and we went to the nursing home. Let me tell you, I was like, well, I'm in for a doozy, but it was a challenge, and I was up for the challenge. We had a bariatric patient, okay, a patient that needed 2-person assist. Talk about back. You have to make sure you get your good back brace, make sure you are doing everything correctly. Okay, because you can hurt yourself and hurt your patient if you're not careful. So I don't understand how people dilly-dally on the job. I don't understand.
Yes, and it's a lot. Like I said, a lot of people is I've worked with some CNAs that don't like to take showers themselves, and they like to smell.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I hate people who be like, oh, it smells like nursing home in here. And I'm like, okay, well, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so much things that, you know, it's not really that big of a deal. You know, so I just feel like we need to have a conversation, you know, when we do take up these, you know, LPNs, CNAs, and PCTs, and all those things. You know exactly what you're doing, and you know exactly what you signed up for, because it could be stressful.
Right.
Okay. So, and just another chime in, okay? I want to make sure, you know, I'm glad we're having this. Go ahead, I'm sorry, Wiley. Go ahead.
It could be very stressful. And I tell people, you know, you already working in a nurse home, so make sure your hygiene is together. Okay. So when your hygiene got to be together as well. And when you go there, be prepared to work. And understand that, okay, and have teamwork. If you're on the floor and it's supposed to be 6 of y'all, but it's 4 of y'all, have teamwork. Like, okay, let's just tackle this together. Let's tackle, you know what I mean? And work together. But
you know what? People don't do that. People don't work it. Like, for example, right? You have a patient, and if they say it's shower day, right? You do your showers first. You ask for help, so that way, when that person's doing their shift and they have a patient get a shower, then you can also help them, right? Teamwork makes the dream work. You need teamwork as a CNA because it gets stressful. Sometimes you might need a 2-person assist. There's so many things that can happen. You really need to have a good team behind you.
Facts. You're right. You're right.
You know, so
you're right.
Like, you know, it's a very rewarding job. Okay, if you love working with the elderly, if you just love, you know, helping people, because one of those, you know, sooner or later we're gonna get old too. We don't stay young forever.
No.
Okay. And so we need to make sure when we're taking these jobs, and, you know, when we're working with them, so I don't like to use the word elderly. I mean, this, you know, geriatric population. We want to make sure we're taking care of them. Okay, that they feel comfortable. There was some times in my nursing home, they didn't have any hot water for my patients. Oh my goodness. I used to be like, this can't be serious.
I've been there. No hot water, no towels. You have to hide. I've been in one place. You have to hide it in the ceiling. You have to hide your own stuff. You have to bring your own body wash, because half the stuff that they use to clean patients don't do nothing for the funk. You know, so you got to.
It was sometimes they didn't even have no clean towels, and I used to be like, so I'm supposed to use the same towel to wash your cloth, to wash your face. You're not supposed to.
No, supposed to. You know what I mean? You're supposed to use different towels and different stuff. You're supposed to have different buckets. That's how you train in the school. But a lot of them places don't have any equipment like that. They don't.
You know, so it's a lot going on. It's a lot going. I do. You know, I'm thankful that I had this experience, because, you know, I do have a loved one. My father's in the nursing home and things like that. You know what I mean? And it's very hard, because me being a CNA, I'm always like, okay, when we do get a chance to see him when he's at the hospital, because thank God some hospitals in New York City have visitation. I check all his pressure points, okay, exactly where, you know, the pressure ulcers would be. Make sure I check the balls of his feet. You know what I mean? Because you never really know. It's really hard right now, you know, to have a loved one in this position, okay? And I always want to know who the CNA is, because I always want to make sure I'm respectful to her. Because if you respect your CNA will respect you and your family member. Get to know your CNA. Get to understand, okay, what CNA is on what shift. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. You're right. You get to know your CNAs. And for me, because I worked at the place that I was working at, I was fortunate to work in a place where most of them had cell phones. So I will call the resident family member, because they want to speak to them, like, okay, this is your mom, or this is your daughter, and they will talk. We will have conversations. And so this is why it's important to have the same CNA work with the same residents, because you get to know the people, right? But some places are not like that, and they just do it all correct. Because I love working with the same group of people, because you know them. You know how they operate. You know when they want to get up. You know when they need to be changed. You know they move swings. Then versus you. But in some places, unfortunately, have to put you where you need it. You can't be working on the same hall. You blessed when you can work on the same unit with the same residents with the same people.
Of course,
but some places
because you build a bond. You build a bond. You know what I mean? And
the work
it's
is really
much easier.
because
You know, sometimes people forget. People forget that nursing homes are now their place of residence. Okay. Yes. And so we must make them feel comfortable. Okay. They don't ask to be incapacitated. They don't ask to be nonverbal. You understand what I'm saying? These things happen and it can happen to anybody. Facts. And we need to make sure that when we're taking on these roles, that we are doing our due diligence to make sure we're doing right by the patient.
Facts. Well, thank you. And thank you.
And I understand. I'm sorry. Yes, Wiley. I'm sorry for the rambling.
No, thank you. No, thank you for calling in. No, thank you for giving me a point. Thank you.
You know, but I just want to say this one last thing.
Yes.
Okay, us as Black people need to talk about power of attorney. We need to talk about healthcare proxy. We need to talk about living wills. And we need to talk about all the things that surround death before anything actually happens. That's my one tidbit I want to say.
Because I told my grandmother years ago, I said, grandmother, you need to have a power of attorney. You need to have a healthcare proxy. You know, just because your health decline, who will make that decision? Don't just leave it up to your children because everybody got their own agenda. So make sure you have your paperwork in order. Who's your beneficiary? And make sure your insurance say this money is for my funeral. Or you can have it where you pay the funeral home directly.
Or not only that, you must also need to know what your cover, like what your insurance covers, because some insurance companies do not cover skilled nursing facilities. So you need to make sure that you have a hand in that and you know exactly what's going on. So, you know, I just want to make sure put that tidbit in and people that's listening to make sure you have all of these, together, because it makes it easier to, assist your loved one and give them proper care.
Facts. And so you definitely right about that. In nursing homes, it's young people my age and younger. And that's when I remember I got hired at a nursing home. I was speaking to a DON and she said, Wiley, the healthcare is changing. It's no longer just the elderly in nursing homes. You have people that are so young in nursing homes. And so the treatment is it's so difficult because now you got young people that's getting in nursing homes. And it's more people that's going into nursing homes. But she said the fear is it's not enough CNAs coming into the business. It's a shortage of nurses and CNAs.
But you know why too? Because most people they actually go through agencies. They rather go through agencies.
You get paid more.
They rather go through agencies than actually hire directly. And I don't know why that is. You know what I'm saying?
Because a lot of agencies get paid, but because I have friends that work for agency, they get paid 20-some. My friend, he made $20-some an hour as a CNA. They get paid more money.
You know what? There's agencies in New York City that pay $21 and they even have private care CNAs in New York City.
Right.
Okay. So if anybody's a CNA that's in the tri-state area, make sure you get on that.
Good money.
Okay.
So
it's $5 an hour.
And that deal. And then you got some saying, what do you think that CNA they gonna go where the money is? I've seen, and I've done it too, where if a job was offering $1 more, you would go there. That's all.
Yes.
So I even have done that in my career. That's just how it goes.
And you know why too? You know why people do agency too? Because you can easily quit and go to another facility.
Absolutely.
Okay, without really, have a lot of things go against you. So that's always something too.
Right. Facts. Well, thank you, man, for calling in.
No problem. Have a good one, Wiley. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you from New York. Shout out to New York. I can't wait to do something in New York because New York really rock with Wiley. Okay. Somebody super chatted. It's Marie said, I just want to say thank you, mods and producers, and Wiley for just being such an amazing human being. And somebody else sent a super chat and they said, Happy New Year for the best at being you. Thank you so much for the love, for the donations. God bless you. Thank you. All right. Anonymous, you live on air.
Hi, Wiley.
Hey.
$19 is not enough money for you. I'm about to donate to you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, that's not enough money.
Because we sit here, we sit here, we having these conversations that many people are not going to touch this. Because I have the experience in this subject, and most of my audience work in healthcare, and this is a subject that I knew that it was going to touch my audience because I personally going through a family member that is declining in their health and they having issues about the care, about how they're going to care for her. So I brought it on my channel and looked at the response of the people. But go ahead, man. What's on your mind?
Nothing much, but just that you and Tasha K is not ugly.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all told the fuck up. Y'all some ugly motherfuckers.
All right. Well, thank you. She gave a good, then gave a thing. All right. 3677, Carly on the air. 3677.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
Good to see you, and thank you for taking my call.
Yes.
I wanted to talk about. I see that I tuned in late, but I see that you guys are talking about the nurse assistants and everything.
Ma'am.
And I've been one since 11th grade, and I got my start early. With my first job, I only was making $4.25 an hour. Okay, back in the late 90s, right? The work is hard. The work is long and tedious and hard. But this is what I wanted to point out. Not only is the work is hard and people are not prepared to do the work, we have people that come in, like they have language barriers, and then they also pay more attention to their own kind. You know, a lot of the Asians that come in and they work and they, you know, they kind of sometimes act a little funny to other people. And that's one of the things that a lot of people don't pay attention to. Also, you know, when we have like African Americans have direct needs, like for their skin care, their skin is different. And like we said, we have young women there. Everybody don't just use the same thing to clean their body. I have seen some nurse assistants like just pour mouthwash and all kinds of stuff in the bath water and just wash people down. And I'm like, no. And then now in the hospitals, they're not even using soap and water anymore. They're giving people like warm up, like little wipes to clean their body.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right.
And I'm like, how the hell is that cleaning your body? I was like, you know, I was in the hospital recently. I was like, no, I use soap and water. You guys have basins still. And then I asked them, I said, well, do you guys have brushes? No, we don't do brushes. We do combs. And so I said, okay. And then it's also the gender thing. Like, I know that they have a female urinals, but how come most places don't supply those?
Right.
Or, you know, supply things that support females as much as they support males. And so it's really, really a tough thing to look at, and they don't make enough money. And, you know, they trying to, you know, force out the LVNs because they want, now they're training the nurse assistants to do everything the LVN doesn't, doing more. They're doing EKGs, they're drawing blood, they're doing x-rays. Nurse assistants, they're doing all this work, and it just doesn't make sense. So I tell people sometimes it's better just to, it is a quick trade, and it is to open the door, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm also a licensed pharmacy tech, which don't take more than 7-8 months. And you know what I'm saying? You can also do that. And I tell people just really don't do it if your heart not into it.
Your heart
don't do it if you're not ready for the hard work. Don't do it because it's not for people with long. You're not supposed to wear fake nails. It's not for the long eyelashes. It's not for the long weaves down your back.
Come on.
It ain't for the tight wearing uniforms. You feel me? It's you have to be prepared to get like down and dirty. You know what I'm saying? And we have to start advocating when we have family members and nursing facilities. Check on them. Don't just do pop-ups and go see how they living, see how it's smelling. You know what I'm saying? So you can make sure that your family member is being cared for, because so many people in there are passing away for reasons that are just because they're being neglected and they're not being turned every 2 hours. Or sometimes you could be on the call light, but I was in the hospital one time. I sat on the call light for 3 hours, and come to find out the nurse was outside my door asleep. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to really be very mindful of the type of work you put. And I just want to tell you, I am also proud of you, Wiley. I see that your channel is growing. I've been watching you for about a little over a year.
Thank you.
And I see your growth. I see where you're going with it. And I say the sky's the limit.
Yeah,
and you're ambitious. And I say go get them. Don't let them stop you. I see you. I see you.
I've been there, and I would say I was working in one nursing home. I could write a whole book, and it was a terrible nursing home. I was trying to report the findings, and I'm finding that, hey, so the nurse was like, we need to cut this meeting short. I got to go to the hair salon to get my hair done. I'm like, your facility is falling apart, and you talk about getting your hair done. So me and her go back and forth, and I told her I quit. I can't. So I've been in these environments where it was trashy nurse homes. Out of my career as a CNA, I only worked in 2 places that the care that I would like to be in a facility like that, or I would like for my grandmother to be in those type of facilities. Only 2 places that I've worked, and I worked at a lot of places that done where it was a place in Elmhurst, Illinois. Great care. It was a place out here in Dallas, great care. But a lot of places I worked at, I wouldn't even put my dog in there for help. That's how bad it was. It was terrible. The smell, the not having the CNAs not really doing their job, and then being short overnight. If they don't have no staff overnight, that means when you come in the morning, you cleaning people that have been in a poop all night long, or been in a pee all night long, because the CNAs will call up. They don't have no staff.
They've been given Lasix, or they've been given suppositories.
Come on.
And then say that some places don't even have diapers, and they're using like cloth diapers.
Yes.
Man,
yes, or none at all. And it is so difficult. And so when the morning shift come in, maybe you work hard. I've been in some places I couldn't even get a lunch break. I was hopping out of that because my leg was burning. It was hurting.
If you're doing the work that you do, you don't have time for breaks.
You got
to get everybody else by 11:30 so they could be able to eat lunch, or they got to be in a chair, or they got to be in the nursing. I mean, in the dining hall. It's just not a real. And they usually like 12 clients or so. If that's the least amount, but I know you get a whole lot of clients to have to get up, and it's not like it should be only no more than 5 to 6, to be honest with you.
But I've worked in
you know
places
what I'm saying?
you have to get up 15 patients up for the dining room at a certain time. Then you have to do showers. So when COVID hit, it relieved a lot of pressure that we don't have to rush to get them to the dining room because they were eating their room. But it was rough. You know, it's a rough job because some jobs require, I want all the showers done before 8 o'clock. Well, if you short and you already picking up extra residents, how are you going to be able to shower everybody before they eat breakfast? That's close to impossible. So what the CNAs do, they rush and give you maybe a 1-minute shower or a bed bath, a quick little bed bath. If they even do that, they could even lie and say, hey, I gave that shower and didn't even do it. But it's the system.
Yeah, they just probably barely wash your face and call it a day.
All right. And some don't even do that we washing the face. Because I went in one nurse to clean one patient. It was so much crust under her eyes. It was like she felt so relieved and was smiling that she was getting clean. That it was some chapstick on her lips because her lips was crusty. And it was just a lot. It's a lot of work. You got to know. You got to know what you're doing.
It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for anyone just want to do it.
And if you don't like different smells, don't be seeing that because you're gonna be smelling some stuff. You're gonna be smelling some stuff. If you don't like smells, don't do it.
Especially if you work with traits. If you work with the traits.
Oh Lord!
I don't know if you ever worked with the clients that are on the trait.
Oh my God! I just don't like the trait patients. Oh my gosh! And I don't like the facilities that got
that smell.
Woo, that smell, yeah, you're right.
I never forgot. It's been years since I worked in that field, and I still could smell that smell. And I left that field just to go to homeless services, which is so much similar to to being a nurse's assistant. Just that it ain't inside a facility. You know what I'm saying? You still have to have the heart for it. So I definitely, take my hat off to you. One more thing before I leave. Have you ever considered doing like home care or end of life care?
The way my heart is, I want to start my own agency. My own home health agency. I want to start that. I don't want to, I want to be like a business owner. I want to be an advocate. I want to get into politics to change the system to bring away because the government still haven't made a mandate for nursing homes to make it mandatory as law that a CNA must have 6 residents per CNA. It needs to be a law with a patient to CNA ratio. It shouldn't be you work with 20 some patients. That's impossible to give good care. There's no way in the world that you can give good quality care. You get at CNA 20 patients, and half of them can't do for themselves. They 2-person assist.
Yeah.
They own traits. It's no way you can do great care with 20 patients. Now, if it's most of them like independent, I can understand it. But 20 patients with people that's bed bound, you got to shower. That's a lot of work. So I want to get more to change. The system needs to be changed from the top down.
Well,
to
I
the
say,
bottom.
Wiley, you got to start a petition. I'm sure you got enough followers that,
Yes.
what I'm saying, it draws some attention to it because,
Absolutely.
When you start looking at people and how it's dangerous, not just for the nursing system, but it's also dangerous for the people that are like, that you're caring for. So I think that go ahead and do that, Riley. I think you should. I definitely assign a petition because I know how hard it is.
Yes, and thank you so much for calling in, sister. Thank you.
You have a good one and be blessed.
Thank you. You be blessed. Thank you. All right.
Bye-bye.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay. 3286 caller, you on the air.
Hello. I just want to say thank you to you bringing awareness to the CNAs and all the hard work that they do because it definitely goes unrecognized. And I just feel bad for them. I never was a CNA myself, but my mother, she was one and she went out because she hurt her back. And I just always heard like bad stories of like the nurses chilling and hanging out and the CNAs are more responsible and they got to go through racism. They got to go through trauma, not being understaffed, overworked. And I just feel like there should be unions for CNAs and they should have less patients and they should get more money. Like, I don't understand how the LPNs don't do as much as the CNAs, but the CNAs get paid little. Like, I could never understand that. And people laugh at CNAs and they think it's like a joke, like, oh, you're a CNA. Like, I just think it's really sad. And I hope that, further down along, CNAs do get the money that they should get paid because I heard a lot of nurses don't get, a lot of CNAs don't get paid and nurses don't do nothing.
No, not in every case. It's a nurse that does a lot of great work. You know what I'm saying? They got to get medicine, especially with admits and stuff like that. I do believe that CNAs need to be, need to be taken care of when it comes to health insurance or when it comes to money. You know what I'm saying? Paying them the right rate. I don't think CNAs should be making $7 an hour. That's too little. $8 an hour. That's too little.
No, you could get paid, and if they do a lot of hard work, and they take care of people's family. They take care of people's family members when family members don't come there. I mean, right now you could work at Target and Dunkin' Donuts and fast food restaurants and get paid more money.
Facts. You're right.
And I don't understand that. And then, like I said, CNAs go through a lot. It's like a job that's like frowned upon and kind of talked down. It's not really honored. Like, oh, I'm an RN. Or I'm an LPN. Oh, you're a CNA.
And they look down upon
you get what I'm saying?
Right. And the CNAs work, like I said, they work so hard when it comes to being a CNA. And my thing is that people need to put respect on CNAs because without them, the system crumbles. Because they're on the front lines. They're literally on the front lines. They know the patients better than the nurses, than the doctors, because they're with the patients more than anybody. And some of these CNAs are working double shifts, some working triple shifts.
Right. And I don't want to discredit the LPNs and the nurses. Right. But like I said, I had a mother who was in this field for a long time, and she used to come home with these horror stories and being discriminated, being cursed out, and having to tell the nurses to do their jobs or not getting the support from the nurses or the LPNs or having their nose up in the air like they think they're better than the CNAs.
Yeah, some nurses do act like that. Yes, and I had to check some nurses in my career because some of them be acting like they and we work under their license. They be getting up and they're acting like they better than us. So I had to correct some, and I had to tell some, do their job. Because at the end of the day, if any injury happened, before you pick up that resident off the floor, you got to get the nurse. So most nurses need to realize that the CNA work under your license. So, you got to make sure that CNA that you work, and you got to have that teamwork, and the CNA and the team and the CNA and the nurse got to work together. They got to work together.
Right. And I also think that HCAs or home health aides or PCAs, home health aides get paid little too. I feel like even though they might not have the credentials as like a RN or a LPN, I still feel that it should still be unions and they should still get a lot of money because they're giving quality care to patients. And I just feel like they go unrecognized for all the hard work that they do. Because honestly, there's more CNAs than LPNs and nurses. And without the CNAs, guess what? The LPNs and the nurses would be doing all that hard extra labor.
Come on, you
not to say that. Not to say that the LPNs and the nurses don't, but when I hear stories, the CNAs go hard and they go through a lot, and like I said, people frown upon like CNAs, like, oh, you're just a CNA. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's an honor to be a RN. It's more honorable to be a LPN. But that's my opinion. Thank you for letting me speak.
Thank you. All right. I think this is the last. We got two last caller here. We were done. Thank you, callers. Y'all are calling in for this subject. 9965 caller, you on the air.
Hello?
Hey.
Hi, how are you doing?
All right.
How's everything going with you, first of all?
Blessed.
I want to make sure you're okay.
Good, I'm looking forward to the new year.
And I'm looking forward to you growing your channel and everything else. And, you're going to have that interview with Brandy. I kind of feel it myself, too.
Yes, well, thank you. I received that.
Yes. But I wanted to touch on let me turn this back up.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right.
In the background.
Okay.
Okay. I want to talk about, I'm a nurse. I've been to CNA for about, I think 5 or 6 years. I'm not sure. But I've been to CNA. I've worked in a nursing home, and I just want to say, nurses, we do a lot of work because we're held to a higher standard, and I'll try to have to be really impeccable, or we'll lose our license if something goes wrong.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I'm listening. Yes.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
So I learned that transitioning from CNA to nurse, I was one of those CNAs that actually, I do the work. I lift my patients up. I turn them every 2 hours. I clean their feet, everything. I have a home health patient now where I put cocoa butter and shea butter on his legs to make, my job is to make sure that his is free of wounds and all this stuff. But, I'm one of those people that actually do the work. I treat them like they're my family because I did have a mom. My mother was in a nursing home for a long time while I was in nursing school. Mm-hmm. And when I graduated, and got my nursing license, she died.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I became a nurse just so I can take care of my mom and open like a small assisted living. You could buy a house and take in patients. And that's what I really want to do, is take care of other people's family like they're my own. We do a lot of work, especially if you have a background. If you're a nurse and you have a background where you were a CNA, you're more likely to take good care of your patients. A lot of other nurses won't really see it that way because they just went straight to nursing school, got their degree, and they want to chat with the doctors and do all the stuff. I'm more patient. I'm more hands-on patient care.
Amen. Yes.
I'm more hands-on patient care because I treat them exactly like I want my family to be treated or the way I want myself to be treated. And I mentioned in the chat earlier that Megan Thee Stallion wanted to open an assisted living. Listen, if she would have focused on that more instead of all this other drama, I think that would have been a really good idea. No, I'm not trying to throw shade, but you know, she didn't she mention that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a great for her, because she, instead of all this drama, this Tory drama, you could have been building assisted livings all over Texas or wherever in the country, and employing people and giving them jobs and skilled care workers. That would have been a great thing. I might have to take her idea, but I say all this just to say that not every CNA, not every nurse, not everybody's sitting there chatting in the health hub or the break room. There are really actual nurses that are really taking care of your family members. Don't discount them. We do exist.
Amen. You're right.
We do exist,
and it's some great, and I think every nurse should have experience as a CNA so they can get that hands-on experience.
Exactly, because it's a lot of hard work, but it's possible. My 12 hours go by really fast. Right now, I'm doing COVID testing. My patients love me because I'm full. I make them feel at ease with all the stress that they're going through. They have to fly into a different state, get a COVID test, and it's a lot of stuff going on, But there are some healthcare workers, respiratory. Don't forget your lab techs. And don't forget your environmental services people. They are really working hard.
Amen. You're right.
We really do care for your loved ones.
Amen. Thank you so much for your work that you do as a healthcare worker. Thank you.
Thank you. I do it because I care.
I do it. Thank you.
That's
I can
all.
hear from your voice, and thank you for all that you do. Thank you, sister.
Okay, Wiley, I wish you the best. Have prosperous 2021.
Yes. I'm looking forward to 2021. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think your future is pretty bright. I think you're coming.
Bright.
You're like,
it's bright.
Following Storm Monroe. I followed Storm Monroe, and he only had 28,000 followers, and here we are now. I followed Tasha K since forever.
Yes.
I don't have no problem with Tasha K. There's no reason why I'm gonna get up here and say how I hate somebody so much, but yeah, I'm still following them. That's not what I do. I don't like you, I won't follow you. But you guys are doing a great job, and I commend you.
Thank you, sister.
Okay, all God bless.
Bye bye.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. Okay.
Exclusive. That's right. Bringing you the best in politics and celebrity gossip. This is the Wiley Show.
Y'all need to listen to that, okay?
Don't stop. Keep it going.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you everybody that have donated. Thank you everybody that have cash apped us and sent us donations. God bless you. Thank you. This show was lit. Now, usually we try to get out of here in an hour, but I knew when I would have brought up the subject about what I brought up, I knew that it was going to get a lot of callers. So we thank you. So I didn't rush. We were supposed to go live today at 9:00, but I'm glad we went live earlier than that. So we want to thank you so very much for that. Thank you to the producers and everything like that. And anybody, let me tell y'all this. Whatever you do, make your New Year's resolutions. Make sure if you believe in yourself, believe in yourself. Write stuff down, put pictures up. If you into the vision board, I got a picture. I'm putting I have the vinyl of Brandy. I got Brandy. One of the producers gave me Brandy DVD of Cinderella. So already I'm putting in my mindset that I will interview Brandy, that I will interview her. So I'm putting it out there in the universe. I remember when I put out in the universe that I wanted to meet Kyle from the Neighborhood Talk. I wanted him on my show. So I kept saying that, and many people would say, "Oh, that would never happen. Kyle is busy. He's not going to come on your YouTube show." And that brother came on our show, and he came on. He put us on the Neighborhood Talk, and so that was the first blog that credit us. So if ever I come with like a big story or something like that, one of the first calls that I'm making is to call you from the Neighborhood Talk. If I have like an exclusive or anything like that, I definitely want to talk to him about that, because he was one of the first blogs that posted us on there. He was the first one, and he's not going to be the last one, but he was the first one that put us on there. And so we want to thank Caillou for that. But I put that in the atmosphere that I was going to interview Caillou, that I was going to have him on my show, and he came. Whatever the circumstance was, he came on our show, and we definitely want to thank him for that. And we thank you for that. Shout out to the people that support us on our show, for coming on here every single day. Some of y'all been on here for 2 hours. Okay, shout out to people that sent the cash ups. I did thank y'all for that. Next year, oh my gosh, wow, I cannot believe tomorrow we only have 1 day left of the show. And people, for early voting in Georgia, do not forget, in Georgia, tomorrow I think is the deadline in Savannah, Georgia, for early voting. So I don't know, but January the 5th, make sure you all are voting. Make sure y'all vote for the Democrats, Warnock and Ossoff. Did I say a name? Reverend Warnock and Ossoff. Make sure y'all go and vote for both of them in November. Not in November, I'm sorry, in January. So shout out to Roland Martin. That's another person that I prophesied that I will have a conversation with Roland Martin, because I watch Roland Martin all the time. I'm addicted to Roland Martin Unfiltered. So I was watching Roland. He got a Mercedes truck. And that's how on my show, I'm going to have like a truck and equipment. So he got like a camera where he live stream for 20. He can live stream anywhere, right? And he got a Mercedes van, and it's so beautiful. And he's all touring in Georgia, telling people to vote. He's out there, the only Black media outlet that is on the ground in Georgia, talking about the situations on the ground, meeting the people. I think that is so incredible. So we want to say shout out to him. So I was watching him before I came on the show. Thank you all. I will see you all later. Gotta go. This is a lit live. Make sure y'all go back and catch the replay. This was a 2 hour and 42-minute live. So I will see y'all later. I know my mentor, I'm like, Wiley, what did I tell you to do a 1 hour live? Don't be on there for 3 hours. Sorry, mentor. It went over the 2 hours. It's the 3 hours. Let me go before I get a phone call from my mentor. Let me go before I get a phone call from my mentor. Oh, let me go, because y'all want to see. All right. I'll see y'all later. Peace. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to break the live down. Oh gosh. Let's go. All right. Here we go.